Morning all, morning all. Hope everyone's well this morning. Another day goes past in the world of the Tottenham transfer merry-go-round. And I do believe we need to get some players out. As our fine friend Rain has pointed out last night on the show. We'll get into it. We'll talk about it. I'm going to just get in early doors, say a few hellos because I've got Steve waiting to come on in the background. So I'll whiz through a few people and then we'll get into it. Morning to Pete. Morning, Pete. How are you, mate? Hope you're well, fella. Big up to you. Big up to Logan. Hope you're well, mate. Big up, Logan. Morning to you. Big up, mate. There he is again. Kate's in this morning. Big up, Kate. Morning to you. 16 degrees. 16 degrees in Sheffield this morning. Kate, I've got the, me and the missus, we've got the daughter-in-law's dog this week, a little Staffy. So I've actually been out this morning and took the dog for a walk. There you go. And it was wet outside. It was wet. It was wet outside. What can I say, people? But it is what it is. Big up to Scott. Morning to you, Scott. Hope you're well this morning. Marianne, big up to you. Hope you're well this morning as well. YouTube member. And, of course, Wembers is in. He says, what does everyone think of this story? What he's doing the rounds last night. Source being a relatively reliable ITK, evidently, just to let you know, Wembers, that Nige of Pure Coys is the new ITK of at least mayonnaise, because he don't have anything else on his butties. But there you go. Romero.
I actually, sorry, Tiffy. Sorry to interrupt. Big up to everyone. Sorry to interrupt. I actually, that thing there, the comment there about Romero and Bentancur for Alvarez. Someone else actually said that they heard something.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into it and we'll talk about
who,
it.
but I just see a video.
Yeah. I'm sure it has, mate. There's a few bits and pieces been floating about. Let me just see who else is in. Bella, Aussie Coys, big up to you. Hope you're well this morning. Who just disappeared? Who was that? Jimmy, big up Jimmy. Hope you're well this morning, mate. Rodney's in. Big up Rodney. Hope you're well this morning, mate. The Dingo Yid is in, as always. Big up Dingo. Hope you're well. Aussie Ange is in. Big up Aussie Ange. Scott's in. Scotty Colliver. Big up Scott. Mark Taylor, YouTube member. Big up Mark. Mark Army, founder, shall we say. Big up Mark. TTID's in. Big up to you. Simon's in. Big up Simon. Sonny's in. Big up to you, Sonny. Hope you're well this morning. And Joe as well. Jane Ketley's in as well. Big up, Jane. Hope you're well and you have a great day too. Good morning, people. Straight in on the old call-in, if you like, this morning. The lines are always open, as you all well know. Anthony, talk to us a little bit about what you've heard about this Alvarez and Romero Bentancur deal, whatever you want to call it.
I can't remember who it was. I just see a video on YouTube this morning saying that they've heard something that that we're trying to get Alvarez, and because Atletico like Bentancur and Romero and they want them players, and we're trying to get Alvarez and using those two as part of the deal to get him.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Yeah. It sounds interesting. Ellie, morning to you. You okay? Is Ellie there? No, she's not there. Ellie's disappeared. She was there and now she's not. Steve, have you heard anything this morning apart from what Anthony's talking about?
Not to be honest with you. Is my line good now? Is it okay?
You're breaking up a bit, Steve.
Still breaking up, Steve. Still breaking up, mate. Have another try, Steve. I don't know because we can't hear you properly.
All right, okay, I'll come back and come back out.
All right, mate. Well, all right, mate. Cheers. Colin's in. Morning, Colin. Borodar to you, mate. Hope you're well this morning. And DK's in. He says, those rumours of BS, by the way, was made up by some guy called Rudolph. I don't know. The only Rudolph I know is the bloke that comes in the chat here. Oh, Anthony's pressed the button. Don't know what happened there.
Can you hear me, Clutchy?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. I can hear you. Yeah. Obviously not. No, he's gone. And Ellie's gone as well. So it's just me again. Oh, my word. What is going on here? Ellie. So Ellie to the state. Ellie, can you hear me? No, she can't hear me. She'll have to come back in. Danny, I don't know who made them up, mate, to be honest with you. I've got to be honest. I do not know who made them up. You know what it's like. A word comes out, we'll put it out there, you know. What else can we do? Wember said Simeone really wants Romero, but Atletico can't afford the straight-up cash deal. So surely if we could unload a couple of players, Anthony, that are fringe to us, or if you want to call Bentancur that, would you go down that line of doing that sort of deal with a bit of cash if that's what it takes?
I love Alvarez. Yeah, I think that would be a top signing. Would he see us as a step? Like, would he want to come to us? That's the big issue.
Well, this is the problem that they're going to have, Anthony, with attracting people now, and with what we was talking about yesterday, with it being so much later in the transfer window. I know there's still 4 weeks to go, but as we've discussed on many an occasion, there are players out there. I do agree with that, but it's getting them in because you know what the team that you're going to say is buying from. Well, we've got to get someone in too, so you can't have them until then, or the chances are that's what'll happen. And again, the later you leave it, the more it's going to cost you.
Thing is, I don't look at it. I don't look at it being. I think we mentioned this yesterday. I don't look at it being 4 weeks later, like 4 weeks to the end. I look at it being, what is it, 3 weeks or whatever till the season starts.
Yeah.
I don't want us to do in the first team season as Brentford and have Richarlison and Solanke as our starting strikers.
Yeah. I get that, man. I get that. Steve, are you back?
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Oh no,
still breaking
Steve.
up.
Still breaking up. I don't know what it is, mate. We can hear you, but we can't hear what you're saying. If that makes sense.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Have you been having issues with it then lately?
I don't know. No, not as far as I know.
Just today. Oh.
Yeah. It's just.
Is there a certain room you're in that you're not usually in?
I'm in the living room. I'm always in. Do you know what I mean? It's weird. It's really
Yeah.
weird.
You sound like a Dalek, Steve, that's got problems with his speech. Put it that way.
Try and switch to your laptop to that list. All right. So
all right, mate.
Yeah. All right.
No problem, mate. Thanks, Steve. Cheers, mate.
What do you say?
He's going to try and go on his laptop and come back in on his laptop. Grant's come in. He said, no chance Alvarez agrees to come to us unless he thinks of it as come to Spurs for 1 year to leave Barcelona, where Atletico won't let him go to Barca. So at least he's had a break in club, I suppose. Maybe, Grant. I don't know. All I know is that the striker market is getting very dry. Oh, thank you, darling. Thanks, sweetheart. So, thank you. So it's just the tea delivery from the missus. And on top of all that, Anthony, we've got to start getting players out, mate. Rain made a very good point last night. We're 4 over. We're 4 over the non-homegrown quota. So we're talking about bringing players in from abroad, whoever it might be. Yeah, but we're already 4 over that quota. So we've got to sell players. We've got to get rid of the likes of Romero and other non-English players that they don't want out of this squad before they can start buying. Otherwise, they're going to end up with players on the books that they're paying that can't be in the squad.
Unless we're offloading players to get those players over the line, I mean, the Milden Gibbs White one will be perfect, isn't it? If we can offer Birdsdale money plus Milden Gibbs White, because that solves one problem, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But the thing is, these players we've got, no one wants them. We signed them because no one wanted them in the first place.
Yeah.
And now we're trying to get rid of them, and no one wants them, and we're having to sell them cheaper than what we value them at, because that's the only way we can get them out the door.
Yeah. But like Danny said,
Romero,
go on,
I mean, I don't. Jamie O'Hara said on Talk Sport, £80 million, and I almost fell off my chair, and I was thinking he's not worth 80 million. But what we want is 60 million for Romero in an ideal world. Just on his day, he's probably worth that, but he's too unreliable. That's why clubs are being put off by him. So, and a lot of clubs around Europe can't afford £60 million. The only clubs that can probably afford them are the top clubs, but they won't go after a Romero because of the way he is, like his unreliability at times.
Yeah, I get you, Anthony.
I'll get that.
Ellie, Pete, morning to you both. Hope
Yeah,
you're well.
hello.
Both of you,
Sorry,
morning.
because I'm getting phone calls from estate agents. So what I'll do, I'll ignore them for now, and I can call them later. You know what I mean? They're calling me at 9:30 in the morning to say, "Did you like that house, Mrs. Kakaratos?" Fuck off. I'll tell you if I like that house. You know what I mean? I'll call you.
That's your prerogative.
I told the man as well. I told him in no certain terms. Anyway, I agree with Anthony mostly about that. But what I would say, just to caveat it a little bit, they are wanted, right? But at the cheaper price, because in this day and age, right, you've only got a few clubs that can afford the top dollar, right? And a lot of clubs, because they see Romero as he can give a 9 or 10 performance, and he can give a 1 or 2 performance. So they're thinking, is he worth the 60 to 80 million, which he would be worth if he bloody got his act together and actually put in reliable performances that are sustainable. But he doesn't, does he? We know what he's like, and they know what he's like, because they're not going to splash all that cash on him, right? And what my caveat is, we can get them out the door if we lower our expectations. But you know what? We're one of these clubs, right? That want to get the most out of everything. We want to squeeze blood out of a stone, don't we?
Yeah.
Even now Levy's gone, we're doing it, right? And I think they're doing it because they want to raise enough cash to get those forward lines fixed. Because I personally think, not that they've run out of money, but they've run out of the type of money they need to get their first targets. That's where my caveat comes in. So they're going to be pushing for the maximum amount of money from each and every player. And I do agree with you about Morgan Gibbs White, though. We need to get him in, right? By hook or by crook. I'll tell you what, let's get Marinakis in an arm lock, a headlock, sorry. Get him, pin him down. Get Morgan Gibbs White in a different room and get him to sign on the dotted line. Because last time we cocked it up, didn't we?
Yeah. I think they're going to... I don't think Marinakis in that way, as far as money's concerned, silly Ellie. But he's not silly Ellie. He knows Morgan Gibbs White, British in the transfer window, towards the end of it, he can probably say 120 million quid if he wants to.
Yeah. Well, these billionaires didn't get to their billionaire status being nice. Yeah.
No.
They've all got a bit of a dodgy past. Look at David Sullivan at West Ham. Bloody hell, I won't go there. It will take the whole show. right? But do you know what I mean, Cookie? It's one of those things that he won't let us have him. But the money talks, like Danny says, right? If we put down 85, 90 million, he's not going to say no to that. But we'll probably need that amount or thereabouts to get it, price him away.
Ellie,
we'll
I think the
throw
problem
in
is,
Bergvall and 60 million, say. Do you know what I
think
mean?
the problem with Morgan Gibbs White at this stage, I think you could have pulled it off 2-3 weeks ago. It's going to get a hell of a lot harder now because they're getting, the closer you get to the deadline day, the less time they've got to replace him.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, but if we can offer a Bergvall and get the deal over the line, they want Bergvall, we want Morgan Gibbs White. Surely there's a deal had to be that, like a deal to be done there.
It is, but it's like what Pete says. It's difficult nearer the time that you're starting the season because clubs want to protect their own interest at the end of the day, don't they? And sometimes money doesn't talk. You know.
Oh yeah, there's a comment at the bottom there. Sorry, Eddie, there's a comment at the bottom there, and I heard this as well. Apparently, Forest are signing Reinders.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up. Yeah, Kate and Jimbo released a video last night. It was reported in
Kate and Jimbo.
the Mail, apparently, that Reinders is close to going to Forest from Man City. So whether that would free up Morgan Gibbs White a little bit, or is he just a replacement for Elliot Anderson?
He said in his first interview when Glasner came in, he sort of said some of his words were like, "Oh, the boys were enjoying the training," or such as, and he wasn't actually saying I'm enjoying the training. He wasn't using him. He was saying the boys are enjoying it. He was referring to the rest of the team. So I don't know if people are like superstitious or whatever they like, whether they read too much into things and stuff. But he wasn't referring to himself at all in his interview apparently.
Sniper's dream. He's not happy. He says, and it's appropriate that Pete's on actually because he might be able to shed some light on this.
No.
Sniper's dream says, "Morning, incoming rants. I'm pretty pissed," he says, and I don't think he means with alcohol. Woolwich are about to sign Gimenez. Why can't our board do their well, I'm going to say it, fucking job? No other top club suffer with incompetence like this. Pete, if you want to go first, and then Ellie and Anthony can have their say.
I'm not too sure there's too much incompetence involved, to be honest. I just think it's a lack of availability on the market. I think that's what's screwing not just you, but other clubs. Excuse me, I've got to have to move from the bird. I think that's what's costing Spurs and a lot of other teams. If you look at the transfer market overall during this window, not much has been done. It really, I mean, we've basically, North London's ripped apart Newcastle.
Yeah,
good.
That's good.
Yeah.
City, they've got Anderson. I can't even think if United's bought anybody yet.
You've got
Chelsea. They've had a Spurs.
What's his name? The Brazilian Andre Santos from Chelsea. They've got.
Oh yeah.
Right, yeah.
But there's not been that much business, not compared to other years. And now the clock's ticking.
Do you think it's a case of some clubs haven't got the money that people think they have? Because I'm hearing United are struggling to get players in. They're in a position where they need to sell to buy. I've watched that on a couple of different United channels.
That doesn't.
Go on, Pete.
The United thing doesn't surprise me. Look at what how they've been in the last 10 years.
Yeah,
they've not been earning the money.
Yeah.
I was gonna say about United. They I've heard things that they're not overspending to bring players in anymore. They're going for like no more than like 50-60 million pounds signings and stuff. They're and their wage bill. They're operating a bit like Spurs have been in the past.
Yeah.
Even their wages, I don't think they're paying no more than 200 rand now.
You know what I think it is? I think it is, right? The money pots are being scrutinised by the bankers and the people that run the financial side of the clubs, and they're protecting themselves a bit because in the past, you know, you've seen clubs get fined where they've overspent and their sustainability's gone down. Whereas at Spurs, we don't have that problem, so we haven't bloody got an excuse, lads, right? We don't have that problem at all because however bad Levy was, he left us in good shape in terms of FFP, right? And we've had the money to spend. So with our owners, I think it is incompetence and they're too slow off the mark usually. But this time they've been fast off the mark to fill two sections of the pitch. And the most important part is coming with the forwards. And I just hope and pray that we get our targets over the line. Because if we leave ourselves with Solanke and Richie, we're going to do all that brilliant work, like I said before, and it's going to come to no fruition in terms of what we need to be competitive, lads, to
What
be up
are our
there.
targets, though, Ellie? Who are our
Well,
targets?
we don't know because the ITKs tell lies. Stell's always saying that. Don't believe what you read, right? And I know I quote Stell a lot because I like him. He's an intelligent lad and he tells the truth about Spurs, right? And we do as well on this channel. We're all truthful, right? And from the heart, I want our club to be serious and actually strengthening in depth for our squad, like Arsenal did. They did it over a time period, but we're trying to do it quicker, right? To get up there. Because one thing's for sure, our owners are greedy, right? They want that top four spot. They do. We've seen it. And this is where the incompetence comes in. Because they'll push us to a level and then they won't push us again to get us to where Arsenal are, to where Manchester City are. Yeah, we want to be the Arsenals and the Manchester Cities of this world, don't we? We don't want to be thinking, oh, we're only going to win one cup every 10, 15 years. That's not good enough. And the standards have to be risen. Like Maz said, we've lowered our standards. And I don't care, Sean Butler, if you're watching again, right? I don't want to finish second, third, fourth, or fifth or sixth. I want us to, and my expectations for our club, right? My personal expectations is to be competitive each and every season. And if we fight for those trophies, like all the other clubs that normally win them, because it's proven 90% of the trophies have been won by 5 clubs. Right? We want to be in that 5 clubs, don't we? We
Yeah.
don't want to be the also rans missing out. Yeah.
Because we're the thing is, when it comes to the bid sits, we are the joke of the bid sits. I even taught sport and stuff lately. They absolutely love Spurs, don't they? They're going on about how dare us be classed as bid sits club because of trophies we win or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that club where everyone takes the piss off because we don't win anything. I want to be winning something every bloody season.
Yeah, or every other season at least. Yeah,
I
that's
think
what big clubs do. The elite clubs win trophies
it's about competing, isn't it? At the end of the
regularly.
day, it's about
Yeah,
competing. You are right about winning trophies, but after the dross that we've seen for the last 2 years, I think it's more about competing,
yeah,
having a go, showing that what they have done so far may get us up to, I don't know, 6th, 7th, 8th if they get a striker and a left winger. It might be a little bit higher. Who knows?
Can
Right?
anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me all right?
Yeah, we can
yeah,
hear you, Steve. We can hear
yeah.
you, mate.
You good?
Yeah,
Welcome
yeah.
back.
All good, mate. All good. We can hear you now. We can
Okay,
hear you.
the phone's got to go then because it's obviously on its way out.
New phone incoming for Steve. New phone incoming. Yeah, I mean, look, we've got to the stage where we are now. Is it a case of because we've gone to... See, I think this last 2 weeks now, nothing has been done, or 3 weeks since Tonali, whatever it is.
4 weeks, isn't it?
Whatever it is, Anthony. That time I've got no doubt they've been doing stuff or trying to do stuff, behind the scenes. But 4 weeks for a club that needs so much doing, with players coming in and players going out, I just think it's almost been, in a way, wasted. I don't know what you guys think, how you feel about it, because I just think, it's great getting the 6 in that we did, and Tonali and so I'm trying to do 2 things. There's Trev, big up Trev. And it's a great. Hello, mate. It's a great start to the transfer window. I don't think anyone can say any different to that. People can point out, oh, Robertson's leg's gone, or this has happened, or whatever, right? They're here now. Then we've signed Fernandes and Tonali, and then we've gone 4 weeks with nothing, when to me, we need at least 5 in up front. I know that's not going to happen.
I'm sorry,
right? Go on, Anne.
Sorry, could you also say, Trev, sorry, did you have to show us the beach at the bottom there?
Yeah, sure. I'll show you again if you like. Here you go. There you go. Sorry.
Where are you, Trev?
I'm in Crete. I'm in Rathimol.
Nice.
Yeah.
My dad's
it's beautiful.
I need
my second week.
You lot make me sick when you're on holiday all the time.
It's in Greek.
I'll hold Judith Chalmers there.
In Greek, Trevor, it's pronounced gridi. So try and impress the Greeks by saying, I love it in gridi.
Okay. Kalimera, everybody.
That probably means another word, Trev. So I wouldn't say that just in case it means something else.
No, it actually means
I've been called Malacca. I've been called Malacca the other day when I nearly got run over by a motorbike going down the road.
That's a word beginning with W.
How is everybody? All right? Are you all enjoying the transfer window?
Always, Trev.
Up to a point.
Guys,
I think
the problem
definitely better today.
I think the problem is we're trying to get rid of these players, but nobody bloody wants them. Do you know what I mean? No one's coming in for these players because they've been so shockingly bad for a few seasons now that everybody's looking at them going, why would I want them? Why would anybody want a Solanke? Why would anybody want a Richie apart from Everton? Do you know what I mean? Because you ain't selling him to unless they and buy him for Aaron's here. Maybe that's the only place you would go to play under Ant again. But I think
he was Rich. He was linked to Turkey. But apparently one of the clubs, I think it might be Trabzonspor, whatever they're called. They offered him. They apparently, this is something I've read. They offered him 6 million a year, and his agent wants 8 million a year for him.
But any player that's on a year left, like Richie, is Sarr on a year left? I think he is, isn't he? Sarr's only got a year left. Anybody that's on a year left, just pay them off, rip up their contracts, and say see you later, because that's the only way you're going to shift these players out. Right now, I see Romero. There's things about Romero like today and yesterday, but apparently the wages are a stumbling block, and Spurs want more than someone's willing to pay for him. Just accept whatever you can get for him and get him gone. Seriously, what we mucking about for? Because you can see like this not happening, and then Romero sticking around. That's what my worst fear is. But I want to
talk about Romero going for like 35 million or whatever, isn't it? Now?
Yeah, my Spurs want 45.
I think that's euros.
Yeah.
You know what? If only we could wave a magic wand and touch it to Romero to give us the 8 or 9 out of 10 performances, then we'd have a lovely player. But we all know it's not true. It's not true.
I just
the word Romero though
is rubbish.
We'd have to bash his legs with it.
Hello, thank you.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Live on telly, getting his drink delivered to his sunbed. What's going on?
Create a song saying Trev is away, ole.
Strawberry daiquiri, anybody?
That's all right.
Trev,
what, you got a nice pint of beer?
No, I got a strawberry daiquiri. Listen up, we thought we saw Lee. we thought we saw Levy's yacht round here earlier, but we're not sure it was him really. It might have been the other fella, Lewis.
Yeah.
Escaping the tax
on
haven.
board.
Yeah.
Apparently he's doing the deal for Osherman, isn't he, on his yacht?
Yeah.
But just to make a quick point, like with Romero, it's made me smile because he's thinking like, you know, I'm the only one who thinks this, but probably not. But he's thinking I'm the big I am. Nobody's really come in for him. He wanted the Spanish league. That doesn't look like it's happening. He's going to Italy probably. It's like, wow, what a step down from the Premier League that is. You know, that's what I think anyway.
He's going back to Italy, isn't he? Because he came from Italy in the first place.
Yeah, but he wanted Spain, didn't he? And it isn't happening by the looks of it.
He came from Italy. We can send him back to Italy.
Yeah, send him to Coventry. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's backfired on him. All he's showing off, isn't it, really? So, and like you say, get 30 million for him, I think, you know, I'm quite happy with that. I mean, I could see he was a bit of a bad egg in the team, and he's probably leading a lot of the youngsters to have attitudes as well. So, yeah, we're better off without him. It's a shame, like you say, because on his day, you know, he can perform, but for me, it's everything that comes with him. We just don't need it if we're trying to build a decent squad with you know, everybody as a team rather than I-ams in the team. You know what I mean? But
he's no captain material, though, is he?
No, and I mean, they've made Maddison captain, right? I'm quite happy with that. But is he going to be? Is he going to be fit?
He's injured again.
It's a rumour though that they've made Maddison captain, isn't it?
Is he badly injured again? I'm not sure what it is.
He hasn't officially been made captain, is that right?
I've
been watching other streams and they said officially there's nobody as captain at the moment.
It hasn't been officially announced yet.
Because they haven't got rid of Romero yet.
But the thing
Ellie,
is,
when Tonali was announced, he gave the welcome video, didn't he? As soon as he gave the welcome video, I was like, I bet they'd make him captain and stuff. I think he will be given captaincy.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be long.
I think Gallagher or Tonali would be better captains than Maddison because he's not available.
It will look bad if Tonali comes in and be captain. I don't think Tonali will be a good captain because he comes across quite a quiet individual. I don't think captaincy will suit him at all.
Do you think so? I don't think that.
I see his like welcome video, even when he was at Newcastle and Spurs, and he hardly says anything.
I think he's humble more than quiet. He's a humble man. Yeah, because remember he had all that betting scandal against him, so he's keeping a low profile. Yeah,
I think
still got one fan.
But you know, with like you're saying about Maddison and he's not available and stuff like that. Yeah, as captain, right? Our current captain Romero's hardly been available either. So you know.
Yeah, BDD steps in, didn't he?
Is it really? Come on.
No, if Maddison's fit all the time, I think he's the most suitable captain out the whole team. But my worry is if he's going to be available.
Yeah,
you don't know, do you? Really, it's like if buts and maybes again, and it's like the season, isn't it? So
he might just be. There's rumours about him having a knock, but he might just be. De Zerbi might just not be rushing him back because he did have a really bad injury, so he might just be having just taking it easy a bit more with him.
Yeah, because we was all calling for when he was available and he was sat on the bench for I think 3 games and he wasn't brought on. Everybody was clambering for him to come on, and then he had like 10-15 minutes here and there. Right, ACL injuries are serious. Obviously, we all know that, right? So why are you rushing a player that just come back from an age? It's like Kulu as well. Yeah, everybody saw Kulu on the grass and was like, "Oh my God, he's going to be back soon." But no, don't rush him. You know what I mean? I'd rather have a 75% bit Kulusevski or a Maddison than not a bit Maddison or Kulusevski.
I think it was really clever what De Zerbi done. He went out on tour. He's rested the players that have been in the World Cup, which is obviously a good thing. I know they're going to just get their fitness in them friendly games, but they can do that at a training ground. So the main squad's been left behind, so to speak. I think that's a good thing, and not only that, it showcases a few of our players other teams might look at and think, yeah, we'll spend 30, 40 million on Bergwijn. We'll spend this much on this player. They look pretty decent, you know what I mean? Apart from, obviously, I think the shining star that we've got in our armoury is Lucas Barnett Williams, obviously, because he looks like he's going to be something special. But we don't want to rush him, do we? We don't want to ruin him. He needs developing. And obviously, De Zerbi looks like he wants to develop Tell. So to beat his man and obviously score a few more goals by, hopefully, it will come for him. But we still need that. We still need that player in the side, don't we? With him on the bench rather than him starting, if you know what I mean. So we're still looking at maybe 2, 3, 4 players. I think that we need for a strong squad, because we've got these players that are, still injured. Kudus, I don't know what's happening with him. He was training, but maybe they're just keeping it quiet. Do you know what I mean? And not releasing any info on them. And Kudus might be, okay. He might be back to fitness come the Brentford game, But we'll just have to wait and see. But we definitely need to address this forward line, don't we? I think we've done quite well in other areas, but I still think we need at least 3, maybe 4 squad players, and then to sell some of the players that we know are just not going to get a game yet.
There's a bit of breaking transfer needed. It's got nothing to do with Tottenham. I don't know if anybody's mentioned this. Arsenal have agreed 75 million fee with Arsenal for Guimaraes.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, see that this morning.
Yes, my name Adrian. Morning. How are you, mate?
I'm fine. I was going all the feeds, like checking out all the latest rumours. I mean,
what you got for us, Adrian? Anything?
Well, Decky and Kudus are in full training. I mean, like Decky's been hitting balls hard with his right and left foot, so we just need to see his knee tested in a real game. So maybe he might make the Hoffenheim game. I don't know, the last Hoffenheim game. I'm going to the friendly in 2 weeks, but we've got Getafe Saturday, so then we got Hoffenheim, and then we got on the Saturday following, and then we got Hoffenheim again on a Sunday at the Spurs training ground, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've been linked with Bahia, the winger that played for Eintracht Frankfurt against us. He's got the same pace as a VDV, 37 kilometres an hour. He did play. I haven't checked him out. I want to see it game. The only reason I put it in the WhatsApp group was because it comes from the Athletic. And with the Athletic, you've got Ornstein there, and he's the most reliable in the know going. But I don't know who wrote this piece. I didn't see who wrote this piece. So, and if you're a season ticket holder at Spurs, you get a 3-year subscription with the Athletic. That shows you how close Ornstein is with them. So if you hear something from the Athletic, it's usually it's not like BS. Basically, it has substance. It may not come to fruition, but it'll have substance rather than all the low tier media outlets out there that are just crap. Basically, yeah, we've looked at shoulder up, haven't we, Bayern? I think what's showing is that which is what we expect. The club are having conversations in case they can't get the deals that they want, the Premier League proven deals over the line. We can't. I mean, I think Savino will get done next week. The club want a meeting with Man City officials next week. So if the players really push for a move, whether he's actually putting a transfer request like the media have said, I don't know. But he's obviously unhappy. They're not going to keep him. Right? As rumours, City might be in for Pedro Neto now at Chelsea or whatever.
Yeah.
All this talk about them needing a replacement. I mean, come on. They've got Doku. They've got Semenyo. They've got Reinders. They've got Foden. Haaland. You've got Marmoush. They don't need it. They ain't exactly desperate for a replacement, are they?
Reinders is going. I don't know if you heard about that, Adrian.
Yeah, I had a rumour that I forget who was in
Forest. Yeah. But they've got Cherky as well, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. I'll just chime in a second before we carry on with the conversation. Logan, big up to you, mate. Sent in a super sticker. Big up, mate. Appreciate it. Appreciate you following the channel, mate, and in the WhatsApp as well. So big up to you, mate. Listen,
just winger options out there, aren't they? I mean, you've got Götze at Ajax, who PSG are interested in. Like, so you've got Noosa, he's Norwegian, like shoulder up, haven't you? You've got Ezazul at Real Betis, who I really like. You've got Said El Mala, like in Germany. The guy's 6'2". He looks like another Decky on the left, and he scores goals. As does Ezazul. There are lots of wingers out there. I mean, to choose from. But I think we want Premier League proven, don't we? Everyone we brought in is Premier League proven.
Adrian, you should be in charge of getting these players in, mate. You know it. You're like the ITK of Tottenham.
Is it?
Well, no, I mean, like I always post. If I'm going to post it or talk about a show, I'm going to say who's posted it. Because if it's Team Talk or Football Insider, you'd think like a name like that are really close to the club, wouldn't you? Things like that. But some of them, they want their clickbaits, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
And the transfer window generally for rumours and speculations, I'm not a fan of it. I'm glad we have the World Cup this year. Give us something else to talk about.
It's not good, is it, when they clickbait all the bloody time? So you get I don't believe it now. What I do, I just relax, right? And when they've got the shirt and they holding up the shirt, then I'm excited. Especially if it's a player like Tonali, you know, because there were so many rumours about him, weren't there? And then we got him over the line, thank God.
Do we leave anything about this massive deal that Spurs are working on behind the scenes? I know you sort of mentioned it last night, but do we actually believe that's actually happening? And who is it?
I do, yeah.
You think?
Well, I like to hope it's true.
They keep
apparently Alvarez. I've heard Alvarez, but I don't know if it's true. A lot of people say
it's not.
I think that'll be a bomber.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think?
Yeah,
Alvarez is a bomber. Yeah. That'd be pretty neat. I like Alvarez. Some people say he's inconsistent.
I think Ottoman will be.
What's his goal scoring record, Adrian? Because you're our guru.
I haven't got it up. I haven't got that one up.
Steady, Adrian. Steady.
It's pretty good though, isn't it? His goal scoring.
Where's Alvarez currently?
Gakpo's goal scoring rate.
Atletico Madrid he's at.
Okay, let me just bring it up.
Oh, Steve's on it like a carb on it. There you go.
Come on, Steve, he scored a worldie against us, didn't he, in the Champions League?
I think he scored a worldie against us, mate.
I think he's got a decent scoring and assist record, hasn't he?
Yeah. He was pretty good at Man City, I know that. Yeah. But then they sold him, and I was quite shocked when they sold him.
Yeah. I think he wanted to go, didn't he?
He
wanted to be first choice.
We'll wait for Steve to do the numbers.
Yeah, Steve's on it.
There's Ferran Torres as well. I've heard PSG with Torres, but that's not a done deal. So there's something that's done there.
He wants PSG.
What's it?
Right, so La Liga, 24-5. He played 37 matches, scored 17, assisted 4. And last season, he played 29 matches, got 8 goals and assisted 4.
12.
That's 12, yeah.
12 in 21.
I think he had an injury, though, didn't he? He had an injury for part of the season with Atletico. What about Man City, when he was at Man City, Steve?
Oh, God. All right, just give me a minute, yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah. Anyway, I just want to move back to the Romero thing. Does anyone believe there's any truth in this, that Atletico can't afford him cash-wise? So
yeah, I believe
that. Sell a player. Them teams. I mean, even we know that Barcelona got financial problems, and so have all the Italian clubs and all that. But what they normally do is sell a player.
Yeah, or they sell a player. Or they say to the player, you've got to come at this price and see what the player says. Like, with the wages, I mean, not the price of the player, because the wages are the stumbling block most of the time.
34 million is a piss take. Whether you like Romero or not, he's worth a lot more than 34 million. We got 50 million for Vasquez.
Ronnie's just posted a news just come in. As Romero has chosen Inter Milan, with the move now verbally agreed.
Right.
Spurs agreed a fee with Inter of 25.7 million.
Oh my God!
Plus 4.2 million in add-ons for the sale of the captain. Hence, after that, may I add, I'll just let you know that Spurs sold Luka Vuskovic, who never played for the club, for £46 million.
We got a deal there, didn't we?
Just saying.
Yeah.
Albert stats for Man City.
We'll see. I mean,
he only
the figures will come out, won't they? They'll come out from the Athletic, and they'll come out, and then obviously after the Athletic, Fabio for Brits.
Got the stats for Man City, Steve.
Yeah, he only played one season for City. So
yeah, he did.
36 matches, 11 goals, 9 assists. So that's a GA of 18.
There's some disturbance on the stream, Cookie.
Yeah, Sheriff, isn't it? It's Sheriff
troublemaker.
Sheriff's bombarded him from the coffee company live. That's what it is.
Outside. He is outside the best coffee house in the world.
Yeah, it is. Up a batch for that.
Sheriff was up at 5 this morning in his motor down to London to the Tube for a day out down at the coffee company, and he said if he got there in time, he would get on the phone and tune in. So, Sheriff, how was the journey and how are you?
Journey was very good, mate. But I had to have a cappuccino when I first got here, mate. You got to get your priorities right.
Well, yeah, of course. Obviously. Yeah.
I like Ben's hot chocolate. Ben's hot chocolate is the best I've ever had.
Yeah. Well, the coffee's brilliant, mate. Coffee is absolutely stunning.
I need to get some more fun out of mine. It's really
everything that Ben does is stunning.
Oh yeah. I took a picture of the cappuccino I had. He drew pictures on it and everything.
Oh right.
You know what they do, innit?
Whirly swirlies and all that.
Yeah, all that whirly swirly stuff. I ain't got the patience for any of that. Just pour
it
in
and
drink it.
Sheriff, are you at his new coffee house or the original one?
No, the new one.
The new one.
The new one.
It's open.
Nice one.
Has he got both places, or has he closed that one down?
I'm not sure. I haven't asked him that yet. It's none of my business. To be honest. I think it's just this one because he is here. He's serving customers at the moment.
There you go. He's a busy bee. He's a busy bee. That's what he wanted. He wanted to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair play.
He does.
Fair play.
Here we go. I'll try and get the sign in.
Original.
Here we go. What's he doing now?
There you go. Is that a sign?
Oh yeah, he's got the sign.
Lovely.
The sign's up. Yeah, there you go.
Nice one.
To the guy in the chat asking, this is Fred from the 703 Club. Yeah, whoever that must be, one of the regulars that used to come in the 703.
It's the original mutt, Trev.
Oh right, okay. Yeah.
How you doing? There you go. How you doing? It's Trev. Big up to the original mutt.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not really sure where I am, but I believe I'm in Loughton somewhere.
Yeah, you're in Loughton, Sheriff, apparently. That's where you are. You're an Essex boy for today.
Am I?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to be an Essex girl soon when I move to Chelmsford.
There you go, proper Essex girl in Chelmsford.
To be honest, I'll be honest with you, it's London. And that's all that needs to be said.
Well,
no, it's Essex.
I will say
Essex.
For London, there is a surprising amount of green around it. Because normally London's just like grey and more grey.
Ellie, are you sure you want to be an Essex girl?
I'm going to get my white stilettos as well. Don't you worry.
You know what?
I'll tell you what, it's a good job I put mine on then.
Ellie.
Are they big stilettos, Sheriff?
Yes, Adrian. What can I do for you?
Do you know what Essex girls use for protection?
Oh no! Don't go there.
A bus shelter.
Well, there we go.
There you go. See, a bus shelter. Happy days. Jeez, someone's in trouble.
Bit early for that, isn't it?
Adrian, don't go to ethics. Still clear.
Let's get back on the football, people.
Yeah.
Right, now I've interrupted now I've interrupted the stream enough. I will let you crack on, mate.
All right, Sheriff. No worries, mate. It's lovely to see you anyway, and enjoy the coffee this morning. That's all I can say. And have one for me.
I'm going to get another one.
Get two.
Yeah. Have one for me as well, Sheriff.
Well, yeah, I was going the thing is, if I drink too many of them, I won't sleep tonight. I'll be buzzing for the next one.
That's all right. You can do a late night stream with Cookie. And we'll all tune
bouncing off the walls.
That's it. Sheriff, have a good day, mate. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll speak to you soon, mate. Take care.
Have a good day, Sheriff.
See you, Sheriff.
Big up the chat.
Yeah, mate.
Cheers, Sheriff. Take care, mate. There you go. Wayne's chipped in. He said, "Morning, Cookie. I've got more chance of getting Margot Robbie than you have of getting Alvarez." Wayne's not confident that Alvarez will be coming to Spurs. Adrian, on a serious note, where do you see us going now with the attack in this transfer window?
I think Savino's a definite.
Yeah.
Gatko, I think he was hanging about hoping that Bayern Munich would come in for him, but they came and took Diaz instead. So then you sort of hear an immediate, it's the usual, one day, yeah, he's interested, one day, no, he don't want to come.
Yeah.
A bit like the Rashford thing and all that. But I just think I won't mind him. I mean, his strike rate's fantastic. For his total career performances, it's 1 in 3, and that's without 95 assists. And yet, for some reason, I think most fan bases share the same commonalities, basically, because Liverpool fans, they sort of diss him a bit, you know. I mean, I think it's normal for half your fan base to diss every player and half the fan base to like a player, but his numbers are excellent. So I would like him.
I don't understand the hate towards him. Actually, there's a lot of Spurs fans saying we don't want him, but who do we think we are?
I think it's because of his style of play. He's not. See, Savino, he's a dribbler. Go out, you take on ball progressions, you know. But that's what he's very good at. He needs more end product, like when he had a Girona, doesn't he? Which we haven't seen at City. But then he hasn't had a great deal of time at City to settle in. But Gatko, he does pick up good positions. You find him in the penalty area, don't you? And he does sort of he's not a sort of out-and-out winger. And he's not a dribbling winger. I always class wingers as dribblers, but he's not really that go past your man sort of dribbler. But that doesn't stop him scoring goals or picking up good positions, you know. So I'd definitely take him.
They love him. Netherlands love him, though. Netherlands love him. For Netherlands, he's really good for them. Liverpool fans will be glad to see the battle of him.
I think if Gatko come in, that'd be a decent signing. To be fair, when you look at what's available at the moment.
Yeah, we're going to get quality signings. They might not be elite. I mean, De Zerbi's not going to have rubbish book, and we're going to get at least 2. And I hope we get 3. If we got 2 Premier League in, if it was Savino and Gatko, then I don't mind taking a gamble on one of these winners, like Azazuli, you know, shoulder up. Syed Al-Mala, you know, I think Gotts will go to PSG. So you don't mind, and there's a lot of wingers out there. If we couldn't get Savino for some reason, I think the deal will get done. It makes you wonder if City have trying it on, because last year prices was virtually agreed, and their managing director vetoed it, didn't he? So they might have seen what we paid for other players and went up the price, and Spurs have gone, well, no. And there's got to be a cut-off point of what you pay for a player and what you won't. You know, I mean, we did pay over the top for Fernandes and Tonali, but you don't mind paying over the top for those players, right? Otherwise, you weren't going to get them. But if they started saying 70, 75 mil for Savino, I think there's cheaper options out there. I mean, they're foreign, so they're a gamble, but there's cheaper options out there. So
I just hope this Savino deal isn't scuppering or stalling any other potential.
He's such a good player, but
I know he
goals. That's what concerns me, is goals in the team. Only Madison and Kulusevski score goals, you know, and people fans slag them off, both of them off, you know.
Yeah, he weren't utilised by Pep a lot though, was he? Do you know what I mean? He didn't really get an opportunity under Pep. Not what I consider a significant one in the team under Pep Guardiola. But like I said, if this Savinio deal is following up other business we are doing, we need to get it done quick, or we need to walk away from it and go for other players. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know who wrote the piece in The Athletic, but like the rumor is like the meeting's next week, and I don't think we're going to hang about. I mean, like because you've only got 26 days left in the window, but you've only got 16 days till the season starts on the 21st because there's a Friday night game, and we need to get them and get them game times, and like by next week, if he isn't sold, Romero should be back, Porro should be back, Spence should be back. So, but with those players, we know they're Premier League proven anyway. So it's it's just a question of like they're well rested and getting them up to speed. But
what? Can I just chime in? What happened with Spence? Because we were over here and we heard that he was going to Chelsea. We saw here we go to Chelsea. So
I've not heard that.
Did you not see that? No,
I've not seen anything this morning to suggest that.
When was it?
That was about a week. It was about a week ago or 3 or 4 days ago.
It must have been fake.
It's fake. Yeah. Fake one. Yeah. We were like, what?
There's another account on X. That's a Fabrizio Romano one, but underneath it says parody account, so it's probably that one.
Oh right, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. There's a lot of rumours flying around, isn't there? I mean, with regarding to Gakpo, when his name keeps getting mentioned, I mean, when we were Spurs fanboys ever learn, he is an upgrade to what we've got now available. And the arrogance of some of our fans are, oh, we don't want him. He only does this, only does that. Well, maybe he'll do better at Tottenham anyway, who can tell? But it's just the arrogance sometimes. And I think some of these fanboys are so scared that Tell and Bergvall are not going to get a game that they sort of don't use their heads really. And they think, oh, we can't have them in the team because that means, my player that I love won't get a game. They want to see them develop, but it takes time. We've not seen it enough from them two players to warrant them to start in the team. We saw it last season.
I don't think it's only arrogance, though. I personally think it's not just arrogance. I think some fans, like myself, I'm 63, right? I've seen us at our ultimate best, right? And I've seen Birkinshaw's team as well, which was absolutely sublime. We should have won a lot more under Birkinshaw. We won 3 trophies,
likewise,
but that team was absolutely sublime. Right, because we had everything. We had strength, we had hard-working players, and we had technical players. Right, and it was a lovely blend of players. Right, so when I see someone like Gakpo, I like him. Yeah, but there are better players who will give you more. That's what I think. Some people, but I do get your point. Some people do poo-poo players because they think they're not good enough for Spurs. And not good enough for them, not just for Spurs. They just look at it and think, no, we can do better than that. Yeah, but sometimes you've got to spite your nose to whatever you do? Whatever that saying is. Right, we need a player like that as a starter, as a starter. Then we can go for better next year and the year after. Yeah, but he will be a massive improvement. He will be.
Everyone expects our transfer windows, our business to be done in all-in-one window, isn't it? I think a lot of people think we should sign this player, that player. So it should all be done now.
There'll be a lot of dominoes start falling soon. There isn't long in the window for every club to get their act together. And if Liverpool get Barcola, they'll sell Gakpo. Because if they're going to pay 125 mil for him and want 72 mil, we should pay the 72 mil and just get him in. Because his numbers are very good. His numbers. Yeah,
because not a lot of clubs have done a lot of business, have they yet? Either. If you look around, not a lot of the clubs have done a lot of business. Probably Arsenal. They look like they're going all in. I think they're going all in to try and win that Champions League personally. That's what they're aiming at. That's what they're aiming.
What the elite clubs do better than the good clubs, or just the clubs underneath the good clubs, right? What they do, they're very smart and very intelligent at not letting their players go if they haven't got a replacement. And not just the replacement, they haven't got somebody who's nearly as good as that replacement as an understudy. They're fantastic at building squads. That's where we failed a lot since ENIC have taken over. They haven't built a squad. They've never built a squad, right?
No,
and this is
you're
where
right,
we're
Ellen.
failing. You've got to be intelligent in football to get a squad that can compete all the time, not just some of the time like under Poch. Yeah, that was a purple period. Yes, we didn't win anything, but we were bloody good. But we didn't have a squad. We had a first 11. And underneath was pants. Yeah, so that's where these elite clubs stay elite, because they're smart.
Which is why Man City.
Morning, Ray.
This is why Man City. Why Man City are looking to get rid of Savinho. He may be third choice, but they've already decided he ain't good enough. So they're looking to get him out and get somebody else in, who, like Neto, who is good enough to be third choice. You know, that's the way that elite clubs work. They don't. They get the players even as a backup who are already good enough to play. That's the way it works, right?
100% Rain.
There has been quite a lot of transfers. I mean, like Newcastle have been incredibly busy. This it's just for them. It's been the wrong way.
Yeah, I think Newcastle are going to become the new Tottenham. You know what I mean? I think Newcastle are heading that way.
They're going to love the North London clubs, Newcastle, at the moment, aren't they? Can you imagine?
We won't get a Christmas card from them.
No, I don't think we will we?
What's that noise in the back? What's that noise in the background? I keep hearing this.
I don't know. I think Trev's got planes flying over him or something. Or
I'm sorry, but you're hearing the rolling of the sea, the Cretan Sea. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll have to go. I'll have to go in a minute because the sun's getting in my eyes. I don't want you lot to, get the glare.
Trev, what time did you get to the Sunlounger? And who did you
sorry?
What time did you get down for your Sunlounger? And who did you beat up for it?
He said, what time did you get down to your Sunlounger, Trev? And who did you beat up for it? Oh, he's gone. Oh, bless him.
Ellie.
Yes, that's my name.
It is. A lot of fans these days, right, would take a look at Gary Lineker and go, he's rubbish. He can't control the ball. He doesn't hold the ball up. He doesn't do any. He can't beat a man, right? And they'll say all of this rubbish and ignore the fact that he was an outstanding goal scorer. We've got to the point where fans, a lot of fans, think that footballers have to be perfect. Have to be perfect. And the reality is, sometimes you just want a winger who. Look at Beckham, right? Look at Beckham. What did Beckham do? He would move the ball half a yard to the right and cross the ball in. And you know what? He did it. He was absolutely amazing at it.
Accurate.
Do you know what I mean?
That's what I call it. Amazing and accurate.
Didn't need to be Zinedine Zidane. Just needed to be really good at what he did. Yeah. And we need more of that. We need more of that.
I agree.
We need more simplicity and output.
You know what? If you go back to Spurs' push and run side, because I wasn't born then, right? But there's a few of our people that watched that were, including my dad. Poor thing, he's passed away. But he told me about the push and run. It was simplicity. right? It wasn't technical. It was simple. Push and run, right? You can do simple things in football that can look good, right? And you don't have to have all the flair players. You just have to have a team that works hard for one another, right? Rolls their sleeves up when the going gets tough, right? And the technical players in the team can give you that extra bit of flair that gets you off your seat.
And
right?
everybody knows.
Need a blend of everything, don't you, Rain?
And everybody knows their job, and everybody knows what everybody else's job is, and they know. I saw a thing with Beckham and Gary Neville the other day, and Gary Neville was like, I was his supporting act. My job was to back him up, and Beckham's job was to cross the ball in. You know, it's not rocket. You know, Beckham's job was not to do this, to do another, and Gary Neville's job was not, you know, overly complex. I think football. A lot of football has got maybe a little bit too complicated.
Yeah.
And actually, I think if you simplified it, you'd cause some teams a lot of problems. I like last season, I was wondering if at some points we would just go 2 men up top, because you know the amount of centre backs these days who've only ever played against one out and out centre forward. If you put 2 centre forwards up against them, it'd be completely new to them. Yeah,
they'll panic, and they'll throw their toys out the pram. Do you know what as well? Talking about David Beckham, right? We had the same scenario at Spurs with Steve Perryman and Glenn Hoddle. Steve Perryman would do all the dirty work, win the ball, or just bomb down the wing, or, you know, because he played on the right wing before he became sweeper when he was older, right? And he'd just give the ball to Glenn. That was my job. Win it, give it to Glenn, because Glenn can cause the damage, right? Not that Steve Perryman wasn't a good player, because he bloody was, right? But he knew his job, like you saying, Rain. His job was to bloody get it to Glenn Hoddle or Mickey Hazard, because Mickey Hazard was bloody good as well, right? And if it wasn't for Glenn Hoddle, Mickey Hazard would get more notoriety, because what a player he was. Brilliant.
Just quickly, I've seen this a lot this morning. Spurs have been offered the chance to sign ASA Monaco striker following Balogun. Is that right? Is that you?
Balogun, yeah.
I've seen it a lot. I have seen it a lot coming up this morning, actually.
Yeah, we see that earlier.
Would you take him?
Balogun?
Yeah.
He's quite a technical player. He knows how to control the ball. Yeah.
He's
quite strong. He's a strong
lad
as well.
Net is.
He knows where the net is. Yeah. He's an ex-Gooner, so we can get one over them as well.
For me, that's an improvement over what we've got. Personally, out of the two of them, I'd keep Richie, as bad as his control is, and that he's awkward to play against. I'd keep him, and I'd try and get rid of Solanke. But the trouble is, he hasn't played, so I don't know who's going to want him. And it's just been funny with Solanke. He hasn't really played, has he? So it's a difficult one trying to get rid of him, isn't it?
What's funny is that Spurs paid 65 million or 57 million quid or whatever it was in the first place for him. And we keep doing it, and we keep doing it, right? And there was a good question someone put in earlier on. Who is doing the scouting there at Tottenham? Because at the moment, with the buying that's going on, we're going Premier League, what do you call it? What's the word? Someone say it for me. Premier League experience, we're doing that thing at the moment. So
it's Rob McKenzie, isn't it? It's Rob McKenzie, Cookie, and his Merry Men. That's what I say, Rob McKenzie and his Merry Men, because they bloody don't get their finger out, the scouting team, right? They're the most laziest scouting team ever.
Rob McKenzie's got a 10-man team under him.
Yeah, and they're bloody lazy, Adrian.
Guy in Italy. There's I forget the German guy's name, in Max Legger, who we got up. He's in Germany, so you got 5 of them abroad, and you got 5 at home.
So, Adrian, what I'd like to say is, in between that, can you tell me what then 10 people are doing?
Well, you've got the ones
they're on the beach with me. Look,
the ones in the UK are scouting, are also analysts, because obviously go to these data agencies, you know, like do all that money ball, get all the facts and figures, look at the players, then they should be scouting them. We should be doing it all year round. I mean, I don't know if it goes on, but it's what should be happening.
Yeah.
So it's like working on transfers. You get to this stage in the transfer window, but what's the recruitment team doing the first game of the season? They should be gathering facts and information before you get to January, like once the season starts. Once the season ends, they should be gathering facts and information for now. They should already have it. They should have a database. They should already have it. I don't know if they have, but they should.
Yeah. Go on, Steve.
Balogun's stats for last year. So he's 24 currently. He made 26 appearances, scored 13 goals and assisted 4.
That's pretty decent.
17 in 24.
What he played in France, isn't it?
Yeah,
is that right? Yeah.
Monaco,
yeah, Monaco. See, Monaco are a team like us. They never really win a lot, but they have won in the past. But they've dropped off because PSG, they've dominated, haven't they? And then you had Lille came back a little bit, and Rennes and Lens, but mainly PSG, isn't it? But I think that's pretty decent.
He got 5 goals in 10 appearances in the Champions League as well last season.
Yeah. And he did pretty good in the World Cup until he got sent off.
Yeah.
Well, listen, the merry-go-round is going to go on and on and on. The next bit I wanted to move on to, which we have talked a little bit about, but maybe not on tonight's show, is what I'm really worried about is we're going to be struggling, like Rain said yesterday. Rain, perhaps you can explain this a bit better. I think when you came on the show yesterday, you was explaining about the how many non-homegrown players that we've got at the moment, and then we're looking, or we're giving names out that would be non-homegrown as well. But as it stands at the moment, we're 4 over the quota. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I will just say on Richie in particular, the biggest problem with Richie, and Sonny hates this. Sonny absolutely hates this because again, on his day, his per 90 are actually outstanding. Richarlison. Sean found out the other day when he was looking at a chart, and he was like, "Oh, this player's good. This player's good. This player's good," and he discovered that Richarlison is actually, like, on a per 90, is actually one of the best players. The problem is he plays less than half a season every season. Every season. The last 4 seasons, he hasn't reached half a season in minutes. It's and you cannot,
minutes, right?
In minutes,
yeah.
in minutes. You cannot have that. You cannot have that as a starting striker. You cannot have a starting striker who you cannot rely on to play to be in the team.
Very true.
It just can't work that way. So you can everybody gets very confused. It's very simple with the squad, right? You cannot have more than 17 non-homegrown players. That's you can ignore everything else, right? You cannot have more than 17 non-homegrown players. And a non-homegrown player is a player who is over 21. So under 21s don't count. They're free, right? Who is over 21 and didn't spend 3 years in an academy or in a club in England, right? That's or a club in the Football Association, because I think Cardiff and like Wrexham, although they're in Wales, they're still considered part of the FA. So they're still part of the FA. So, they're still part of the English Football League. So, but anyway, 17 non-homegrown players, and we currently have, if you get rid of all of the under-21s because Tell is non-homegrown, but he's under 21, so we don't need to worry about that. Bergval's going to be homegrown.
He's actually 21 now, though. Tell.
No, yeah, but he's considered as an under 21.
Oh, okay.
So for the list, he's considered under 21. So we've currently got 21 non-homegrown senior players in our squad. Okay. And so we need to get rid of 4. Now, three of those, I'm absolutely certain would have been already earmarked. And you can see by our transfer business that clearly they have earmarked them. Vicario is one, right?
Yeah.
Vicario is clearly on his out. Yeah. So they've gone and got Dubravka. Vicario needs to go. Romero is another one. Clearly, we bought centre back to facilitate Romero on his way out. And Star is the big third one. Yeah, Star is clearly on his way out. Yeah, it's just a matter of who's buying him. Unfortunately, we do need to get a 4th out. But even if we get 4 players out of the club who are non-homegrown, and I would say that 4th one's probably Solomon, right? That just brings us so that we're in compliance. So everyone, like I would love us to go and get Gakpo, but if we go and get Gakpo, who do we not register as a player, as a senior, as a non-homegrown player? Who do we not register? That's the question.
Yeah, the squad's so bloated, isn't it? The squad is just so bloated still. They've got a lot of work to do, haven't they?
Yeah.
Got a lot of work
they
to
should
do.
get working on it instead of sitting on their asses and going on holiday.
They're all here on the beach with me.
Adrian, can I ask you, where are you at with the squad?
So ultimately,
we had 7 homegrown.
Sorry, Adrian, our brain hadn't finished. Sorry,
I got interrupted by.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, Adrian. I'll be really quick. So basically, we're desperate to get those players out because otherwise, if we go and sign Gakpo, we've then got 5 players over that list, and if we can't shift. Can you imagine if we can't shift Romero and then we don't register him so that he doesn't play football next season? I mean, it'll be absolute madness, right? Sorry, Adrian.
We have 7 homegrown. For those who don't like Solanke, that's unlucky because he's homegrown. Then you've got Madison and Gallagher, so I ain't going nowhere. There's 3. Yeah. And you've got Gray, 4, Spence, 5. Austin 6 and Danso 7. So
get rid of Austin.
We'll get Europe this year, and you need 8, but that's not so critical because it's the same with the 17 foreign for Europe, right? You can only register. Remember, we left foreign players out, didn't we? We left Tell out and put Odebert in, didn't we? Before, right? We've done that. Yeah. We still keep the players; they don't go anywhere, but they just can't play in Europe. We did it with the goalkeepers as well, didn't we? We left the goalkeeper out because we put Austin in. Because it helped with the homegrown effort. So all that means is if you haven't got 8 homegrown, for every homegrown player you haven't got, so if you've got 6, that means you can only register 15 foreign players for the European competition. You lose a player. But that's not critical because 24 hours before any European game, you can register as many under 21s as you want. You have to put the list up. It's not the same list all through the competition. You have to put that list up 24 hours before the game. So, so that's okay. The Premier League rules, I haven't really gone into what Rain was going on. I don't doubt what he's saying about the homegrown issue there, whether players are left out of the squad or not. So whether that rule, I'm not familiar with it. But I was more familiar with the foreign one because we was always in Europe.
They're slightly different. They're ever so slightly different. The European rule and the Premier League rule, and like Tell's a perfect example. Like people have experience of that last year, right? Think of how much disruption that one player we couldn't register caused. Think how much is right? Of course, everyone's like, "Oh, why didn't we have? We needed him, you know, this and that, and you know, it's one player, and we've currently got 4. We've currently got 4 players."
We had a similar situation when Dyer was there because he was classed as Portugal and Davis was classed as Welsh. That was for European competitions. It was different for the Premier League. This is why these rules need aligning, right? They need aligning. So
we need to go Brexit in the football world, don't we?
Yeah, that's why I started talking about Cardiff and Swansea and Wrexham, because in the Premier League rules they're counted as homegrown, but in the European rules, I'm pointing at Adrian. In the European rules, because they're Welsh, because those clubs are in Wales, they're considered non-homegrown. It's bonkers. Anyway, at the moment, I mean, the problem is that we've gone, Adrian, right? We've gone from 3 academy trained goalkeepers who, never played, but you know, who were all registered on our list, to now having 3 non-homegrown goalkeepers who are taking up 3 slots out of 17. They're taking up a 1/6 of the list. The 3 goalkeepers. You know, and one needs to be sold, and you're hoping the other one ain't going to play. So, you know, I think they've messed this up, basically, and I think they've just realised they've messed it up, and that's why we're not signing anybody.
I don't know how I don't know how true this is.
That's where the incompetence comes in, Ray. Because Guna Pete said they're not incompetent, and I disagreed. They are incompetent. And that's why we're in this bloody situation, right? And it's not right. They should bloody get their house in order.
I don't know how
Sorry to say bloody 3 or 4 times, but I get angry because I'm a Spurs supporter that wants the best for our club like everybody else, right? And they're not delivering the best. They're delivering a club that's disorganised and doesn't build, right? And all these people like Sean Butler, for example, I'll call him that. He's saying, well, he called out my friend Danilis, so I'm going to call him out, right? He says, why are we so moaning? Why are we so moaning? Because we're Spurs. We've got a fantastic history, right? And we've let our standards drop, yeah? And it's not right. And not just the standards, the way we're running the club. Yeah, these people that are in charge of our club now, don't let the wool be pulled over your eyes, because they're still the same, right? And they're showing it, right? Okay, yes, they've got Tonali in for a lie on 100 million, and they've got Fernandez. Yeah, but you've got to put all your house in order. You can't just build a house and not put a roof on it. Yeah? That's how I put it anyway.
I don't know how true this is, because it's a fat-faced Spurs lad or whatever, but apparently 9 minutes ago it's reported that Ashley Phillips is set to follow Will Langston from Middlesbrough on a permanent basis deal or alternative agreement.
Yeah.
That's another player off the books, right?
12 million.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? 12 million?
Yeah.
And I heard Mano Solomon is valued, the club value him at 20 million. So if he's
20,
that's like 32 million, isn't it?
And Fiorentina, they didn't want to pay €8.5 million and asked Spurs to lower the price. We're obviously going to get more than that for him, though. Cost us nothing, though, didn't he? Off Shaka, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, that'll be.
Anyway, you lot, I'm going to make a move, but nice seeing you all.
And you, Trev, thanks for popping in, mate.
Yeah, no worries. I thought I'd come and say hello, make you a bit jealous, you know. Seeing as you've had 4 holidays already, cooking.
Yeah, I'm struggling, mate. I need another one soon. I know that.
You're like Judith Chalmers, mate.
Yeah, I know. What can I say?
Yeah.
But big love to all of you.
All right,
and come on, you Spurs. All right.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on, Trev. Take care, mate. Have a great.
Take care, everybody. Good to see you all.
Mate. And you, mate. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Big up, Trev.
If we shift Phillips and Solomon out, right, we can sign 2 players. Is that right, or not? Or are we still over?
you can sign them anyway, Steve. Regardless, the point being is that because we're 4 over the non-homegrown quota, that means you sign someone else from abroad. You're 5. That means 5 senior non-homegrown players will have to run their contracts for the next year or the next 6 months at least, as far as Europe goes. Not playing for the club. Not playing for the club.
What they normally do is they find emergency loans for those players at the end of the transfer window. Sorry, Steve. Did you say Phillips?
Yeah, Ashley Phillips. Apparently,
he's under 21. Under 21 doesn't count.
Right. Okay.
Right. Okay. And so if Solomon goes as well,
Solomon's on the list. Solomon's one of the non-homegrown players. So I'm absolutely sure that originally they would have had Solomon as a player who's going out, and who wouldn't be included. I think
Bergval's not included either.
Bergval's under 21, and he will be homegrown. Actually, he'll become homegrown, and he'll become academy trained, Adrian, for Europe.
Gray's, is he 21 or is he still 20?
Gray's under 21.
So he wouldn't count either.
Yeah, because it is complicated. So the under 21, right? It's madness. The rules under 21. What they do is they go. It's whether they were 21 on the 1st of January in the upcoming season. Yeah. So they can be 21 in September as long as they don't turn 22 before the 1st of January in the season, right? don't ask me why it's so bloody complicated. I don't make the rules. I just read them and interpret them because it really shouldn't. It really shouldn't be.
Odegaard under 21. Tell's 21, but I don't know when his birthday was.
So Tell's still under 21.
So that those 4 are out of it then. Gray, Bergval, Tell, and Odegaard.
I know the list.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm just letting people listening to the channel know.
I've got my. I could even bring it up.
Bring it up.
Here we go.
Go on, Rain. You're far more technical than I am. You bring it up, mate. I know I just have to hit a button or something, don't I, to bring it up, or can you do that?
One sec. Let me just do.
Ellie, the link's at the bottom. If you want to jump back on, there's the link there, but it's near the bottom of the chat.
Van der Ven signing a new contract's a massive thing.
Apparently so. Yes, they're very close. Apparently to getting that sorted out. A couple of people have put in the comments.
If we get Gakpo, we'll have a Dutch mafia of 4 Dutch players.
Yeah, there we go. Rain's got it there. There we go.
Right. Okay. So can I move this? I'll move that. There we go, and I'll make it bigger.
Right.
Okay. Because forgive me, it's a spreadsheet. Right. So,
thank you.
So if I remove academy players and remove under 21 players, let me just show you them, right? So you can just see, right? So Sousa, he's
Byfield. Yeah.
Gray, Bergval, Lancashire has been sold. In fact, I will just put him as.
Nathan Murley's gone to Lincoln.
So he's been loaned. He's been loaned. Yeah. No, I'll leave him. Luca Williams, Barnett, Ulasesi, and Tell. They're the players who don't count. If I come and Gray, and I'm gonna put these in. Right, so he's gone. Yeah. So Vicario is non-homegrown. Right.
Yeah.
One sec. Right, there we go. So Vicario's non-homegrown. Dubravka, Kinski, Brandon Austin is homegrown. Porro, non-homegrown. Ashley Phillip, Dorrington, they don't count, they don't matter. Udogi, Kota Takai, right? It's probably another one who just needs to just get out of the club. Just why we signed him, I've no idea. Yeah, he's just clogging stuff up. It's irrelevant. So maybe he's another one who's on the list. Needs to get out. Romero. Danzo. No, Danzo is homegrown.
Yeah.
He spent lots of seasons. He was at Milton Keynes. He was at Southampton. Right.
So we're back down to 3. Van Hecker, Senesi and Van de Ven, both non-homegrown. Kudus, Sarr, Tonali, Fernandez, Bentancur. So if we go and just go and have a look at the non-homegrown players, right? And include loan and sell. Right? From these players, basically, would we keep? Is the question. Yeah. So I presume everybody agrees that Vicario is being sold.
Yeah.
Right. So Dubravka, we've just signed him. Kinski, he's not going anywhere. Porro, he's not going anywhere. Udogi,
go sell.
I'd sell.
I'm a sell.
Well, there you go. So Udogi would free up a slot. Takai, he needs to go.
Yeah.
Romero needs to go, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, what is going on here?
You got Young on that list.
Let me just get rid of that. Here we go. Yang needs to go, right?
Yeah. Give him the QPR.
Van Hecker. Well, I don't know why we signed him. Van Hecker, Senesi, Van de Ven, Kudus. None of those players are going, right? Ajayi, has he gone?
He went on loan, didn't he?
Yeah. I thought he went on loan.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
Right, but anyway, he's irrelevant. He's irrelevant. So Sarr, Sarr is non-homegrown. He needs to go. Yeah. Tonali, he's not going anywhere. Fernandez not going anywhere.
Does Sarr become homegrown soon, though?
No, he doesn't. It's because of the way that we signed him. We signed him once he was 18, but he didn't actually come to us.
Because he was put back on loan, wasn't he, to Bronze?
Yeah. So Tonali, Fernandez, Bentancur. I think Bentancur is a player who might get sold.
Yeah, I agree.
To free up a spot, because if you think about it, in midfield, we've now got Fernandez, Tonali, Gallagher, Gray, Bergvall. That's 5, right? And then if you start adding in Madison, Kulusevski, Xavi, who are all kind of midfielders as well, Bentancur actually could be sold.
Yeah.
Right?
If you include Jackie as a midfielder,
we can't be sentimental.
No, exactly. Ignore these guys. Richarlison, I think he should be sold.
Yeah,
because he's not homegrown. I think he should be sold to free up the spot.
Solanke's homegrown. That's why they're going to keep him, not because they particularly like him.
So Xavi Simons, Dejan Kulusevski. Somebody said to me, just don't register the players who are injured, and they don't do that. If a player is at our club, and look at Madison. Madison was registered last season. He played what, 3 bit part games for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Mikey Moore doesn't count, under 21, and then Solomon, again, non-homegrown. So when you actually start going down the list, there's actually not that many players who you want to get out.
Well, Odegaard and Simmons are long-term injuries, so they won't be added to it. I mean, they've got to prove their fitness in January, haven't they? I mean, so and then you have to, when the season when the transfer window's open closes on the 31st, then we have to rename the squad again. Then you rename your squad. If you're in Europe, you rename your European squad as well. You can add a couple of players, I think.
They don't do that, Adrian. They don't rebalance it in January, because then you're just kicking the can down to January.
That's true.
What are you going to do in January? You're then going to have to sell another player. But they just don't do that kind of balancing. It does make sense. It's reasonable, but they don't do that. They don't do that balancing. If a player is injured and in the squad, and they're going to be presumably fit this season, they register them. That's what they do.
So we've got Adrian in charge of scouting, right, and we've got Rain in charge of getting players out.
You two have been assigned. That is the end of it. Yeah,
because you do a much better job, lads, than what they do.
Look. Can I address Sonny? Can I address Sonny in the chat?
Yeah.
Right. Can I address Sonny in the chat? Because he keeps on going, look, Sonny, I don't have a problem with what you're saying, mate. Yeah, I know Richie is a goal scorer. He absolutely is a goal scorer, 100%. If you look at his per 90 minutes, Richarlison is an outstanding goal scorer. He's right up on the curve. Yeah, he's right at the right-hand side of the curve, there with the best. The reason why Richarlison doesn't get 20 goals, the reason why Richarlison gets 10 to 12 goals is because he doesn't play even half a season. If he ever played a full season for us, I reckon Richarlison would get 20 goals. But the last 4 seasons, he's played something like 1,700 minutes, 750 minutes, 900 minutes, 2,000 minutes. And a good player, right, pays, I think, Gray, for example, has played about 3,500 minutes every single season he's been at Spurs. Every single season.
He's available, isn't he? Yeah. I reckon Richarlison, Rain, he spends half the other time at Trafalgar Square going, brr, 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 brr.
It's just the reality of the situation is he's not available.
And he's not available, it's true. I'm just joking, but at the end of the day, the best ability is availability. That's what Sheriff keeps on saying. I love it.
I don't agree with that, Ellie. Werner was available. No, you got players that are available.
What I meant by that, Adrian, is if you're a decent player, right? If you're a really good player, not just a decent player, you want them available. Like you want Maddison available because he can create and he can score, but he's not available. Yeah. He's missing for more than half the season.
Yeah,
and last season for the whole season, apart from 3 matches.
People are now getting into that Gray isn't a good player. No, he isn't. He isn't, and he's still playing 3,500 minutes.
He's not a good player, but he's not a bad player.
He's still. It doesn't matter. The point is, the point here is not good player, bad player. The point is not good player, bad player. The point is, if you've got how many strikers do you want? You want 2 top strikers in your club, right?
Yeah.
But if one of them is only going to play half the season, right?
It's not good.
One of them is you've only got 1.5 players.
Yeah.
Straight off the bat. That's the problem. That's the problem with Richie. The problem with Richie is for half the season, even if Solanke was an outstanding player, he hasn't got anybody backing him up. He hasn't got anybody giving him a 20-minute break here. He hasn't got anybody who can play for him if he gets, a 1 or 2 game suspension. For half the season, we've only got 1 striker, and the problem at Spurs is we've got 2 of those players because Solanke doesn't play a full season either. So we've actually only got 2 players and 1 striker.
And not only that, Rain. we've got Maddison, who can score an assist and give you a good GA return to replace the goals that the other stupid striker is not available because he's injured all the time, right? We've had him injured as well. So it's like double whammy, isn't it? You're losing their goals because they're not available, and then you're losing Maddison's goals and assists because he wasn't available. So no wonder we finished 17th. It's not because we were so total pants, like a lot of people say. It's because when you lose that amount of goals from your team, any manager would have struggled. Yeah? Any manager would have struggled.
But it also then cascades, right? It also cascades. If you've got a player who is so injury prone, like Richarlison, I see Flower, love you, mate, saying the problem with Richarlison is not that, it's that he's shit. Well, look, the reality is that Richarlison's output is actually quite good. Yeah, I agree with you. He can't hold the ball up. He's falling over on his arse the whole time. I agree with you. I'm not a Richarlison fan, but if I'm looking at it purely from output, right? Purely from output, on a per 90, he's brilliant. Unfortunately, the per 90 is irrelevant when a player plays less than half the season. And then it cascades, right? Because if you end up with only one player in that position and they're not getting a break, they're not getting the 20 minutes off, or they can't miss a game. They can't miss a cup game, for example. Fatigue sets in, and it's more likely that player is going to get injured.
You know what, Rain? How I see it, right? It's not just the stats, it's how much they cost you in a match as well. Because by not holding the ball up and not laying the ball off accurately, that cost you. Just like with Brennan Johnson, he scored goals, yes, but he cost us more because he couldn't cross the ball, he couldn't take his man on, right? That cost you in a game. Right, so if you've got players of technical ability that can hold the ball up and bring other players in, you're going to score more goals. It's just natural. Same with a winger. If you've got a winger who can take on his player and cross the ball accurately, then you've got more GA because you're providing your strikers with more ammunition to finish our dinner. See, so when I'm with James Flowers, right, the stats don't always prove everything, right? Because when you see with the eyes, you can see that Richarlison has very limited ability as a footballer. Yeah? So all these factors have to be caveated in with the stats.
I would have rather had Brennan Johnson on that wing. I know he couldn't cross the ball, right? But he had availability and he knew where the net was, right? And he got 22 goals the previous season before that, yeah. So I'd rather have Brennan Johnson, like, arriving in the box scoring goals, an extra, like, 15, 20 goals last year. You know? I would have over Solanke and Richie any day of the week.
But let's be clear, we are talking about shit and shitter.
Yeah. I know, but I'm just saying Johnson knew where the goal was, right? I don't care if he popped up in the box and he was there.
Or Dumb and Dumber.
The goal was. Do you know what I
mean? So effectively, you want somebody with Richarlison's output, but who is there the whole season. I mean, ultimately, I want a much better player because they'll have an accumulative effect on accumulating effect on, like you say, Ellie. If you've got somebody who holds the ball up well, then maybe Tell gets more goals because he's
it's true. It's a knock-on effect, isn't it? Because you're progressing the ball, but much better than somebody who can't hold the ball up, and then you lose it, and then you might even concede the goal as well.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I'll never forget watching Xavi, right? When we were away at Newcastle, he got the ball and we got on a break. And he got the ball and there was two defenders. There was him and Richarlison, right? And Xavi, got on the break, drew a defender, passed it to Richarlison, and Richarlison took his first touch 5 meters away, the central defender, got the ball, and Xavi went like this, because that was the moment. It's those moments that can turn a game. And he was just like, what the? You could just see it was like, what the? And
I know.
So I can look at Richarlison's output and go, it's really, really good. But the eye test tells you that he messes up so many times.
Rain, I'm going to make you laugh, Rain. Rain, hold on a minute, Adrian. I just want to tell Rain this one, and you guys, right? So I was in the south stand, right, and I was right by Perisic. She was waiting for the ball from Dyer, and Dyer was dawdling as he usually does, where he either passes it sideways to Romero, or he just doesn't do much with the ball, right? So you can see, like, he was animated. Perisic, he said, give me the ball, I'm free, no one's marking me. And he took forever to pass it, and like I heard him say, fucking hell. Like that. And English is not even his first language, you know what I mean? Because he was so frustrated, because he would have been clean through if only that ball was played.
You've alluded to players holding the ball up and scoring more goals, yeah, because you're not giving it away. But it also means, like, this is why De Zerbi won't have wingers that don't track back, because Johnson wouldn't track back. And if wingers track back, in theory, you should concede less goals, not leave gaping holes down one of your flanks if they don't track back. So this is why, you know, we weren't going to go for a Leao, you know, simple. He doesn't track back. So, you know, so both those arguments are very valid. The other thing about Solanke, and just on him, I mean, when Brendan Johnson got his 18 goals, Solanke scored 15, but only 8 league goals, I think. Right? I didn't think that was too bad for his first season at a new club, getting into the swing of things. Get injured now, the fan base just cusses him off. But even pre-season, when I watched him, I've said on pre-season, it's not just about your level of fitness. It's about sharpness of mind. It's about making the right decision and finding the right pass. And when you're on it, you do it. And Solanke's just looked off the pace pre-season.
Yeah.
And I think you can have all the training on the training ground you want, but, you know, between ears is crucial on a football pitch.
It's true, Adrian, you're right.
And
I saw that against Nottingham Forest.
You give an example of me, for example, I was crap, right? But how many of us here have played Sunday League football and walked on the pitch with a hangover, right? You know what I mean? You're not gonna.
I was the ultimate professional, Adrian.
Yeah,
never
I know.
drunk.
You was with Spurs ladies. I know you was with Spurs ladies. So
yeah, Spurs ladies. Yeah, brilliant. Big up the Spurs ladies.
I think fans overlook that this pre-season. I mean, like, Solanke's staying, so he should get more game time. What I wanted to see, it won't happen. Because we're forced to play Solomon one wing and Tell on the other. I still don't believe Tell's a winger. But I'm not going to get in the ring with Zerbi. He's a coach. He says he is. But I still disagree. But, yeah.
What do you think he is, Adrian? What do you think he is?
I think he's an inside forward.
Yeah, I agree.
And in France under 21s and for Bayern, before Kane got there, he played through the middle. Now, he did it for us at Leeds when he scored away, right? We won away at Leeds last season.
Yeah, but he scored a really good goal.
I was hoping, but we got no fit wingers unless you bring in Williams Barnett on one wing and Mikey Moore on the other. I was hoping to see in his I was hoping to see Tell play through the middle because he's got that pace. We all rave about Krupi, right? And 13 goals for a team that is brilliant, but I don't see any difference between pace and skill and Krupi and Tell. But then Krupi's got the goals. He's got the goals. And I was thinking, well, why don't we give Tell a couple of these pre-season games down the middle? But we haven't had any fit wingers, Ellie. We've only got Solomon.
I disagree a bit there, Adrian, because I've watched Krupi a lot, right? And I've seen his technical videos as well. He's far superior technically than Tell. Much, much more technical, right? And his first touch is sublime, whereas Tell, his first touch is not always there. Sometimes it is, you know, and he'll go for it. But the first touch of Krupi's is sublime. It's fantastic. I'd actually liken it to Berbatov's. That's how much I think his first touch is absolutely sublime, right? And his eye for goal and his movement is more I'd say he's more intelligent than Tell. He's more advanced in terms of where he moves, and that's why he scores more goals. Because that, you know, when you move in a way that you create space for yourself, yeah, he's very good at picking up pockets of space and hurting the opposition. Whereas Tell, he's lacking still, but he can learn that. He can learn that. He can improve his first touch as well. Yeah, but you know,
it's just I'd like to see, Elliot. I'd like to see him tried there and given a run there, but it's not going to happen. I don't.
Adrian, I'm not seeing what you're seeing, because what I see from Tell is he does everything great until he has the moment when he needs to decide to shoot or pass. And
decision making. His decision making is not there.
It's his composure on the ball.
And composure.
He's got all of the little tricks, and he's you can tell that he's not sure if he should do this or that. And unfortunately, when you have that momentary, should I do this or that? That's it.
Yeah, he overthinks it, Rain.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You can see his mind's ticking over, right? And he's thinking, shall I take my player on, or shall I just play the safe, easy pass? And more often than not, he plays the easy pass.
So against Chelsea is a perfect example, right? He did so many good things, and you can see Sean sees this, right? There's so many good things in that box. He beat a player. Then what do I do? And he's like, you know, a top striker is like a Haaland is beat a player, shoot. It's all one movement. It's dum, boom, bang, right? With Tell, it's beat a player, and then half a second of what do I do now, and the moment's gone. Because in that half a second in the Premier League, the defender's got you.
Yeah, I agree. He's got Luka Morris-itis, right? He's got his problems in product.
Lucas Moura was better than him, though.
You can't go
much better.
Right?
No, we need players that score. I mean, he might be sold, but I would just like to have seen him, because what I see for the French under-21s I really liked. And here, I mean, his game, his attitude, really good.
Premier League.
Yeah, that's one thing you can't pull him down. His work effort, his willingness to do things. It's just that last bit, right? The composure and the decision making is not quite there, and he needs to improve that if he's going to progress. But we haven't seen an improvement in him.
I think part of his composure.
I haven't seen a big improvement anyway.
Yeah, I think part of his composure problem is he does a lot of the hard work, like he did in pre-season. He gets through on goal. Hang on, I've got to go. He could have squared one, but he didn't.
Somebody's at the door.
I just want to strike.
He's gone.
Striker.
It's Avon's calling.
Someone that can Steve. Damn net. That's what I want. I just want a striker that you know will bang you in.
Steve?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's what we all want, Steve.
Yeah.
But,
I can't hear Steve.
We might have to go out, come back in, Ellie.
Sorry, Rain.
I can't hear him.
We can hear Steve.
Yeah.
Why can't I hear him?
I don't know, really. You're quite loud.
I think
I'm quite loud. Yeah. I am.
On the
family.
He's trying so hard, so desperately hard to score. It is affecting his composure, definitely. And snatches at a few when he gets in a good position. So
sometimes he's just got to relax when he gets there. He overthinks it, and then he, like Rain said, half a second and the defender's on you, or you've made the wrong decision because you just don't do the right thing at the right time.
Well, I can see him being sold, because if we bring another couple of players in, there's got to be room made. I mean, we've got 9 midfielders, even without me. I didn't add Decky into that list of 9 because I think him and Kudus are going to compete on the right. You know, so unless one of them has to step in as an emerging as a 10 if Maddison does get injured. But 9 midfielders, and if we bring in Savinho, who's the most likely one we're going to bring in, and another player, I mean, like the squad's, you know, going to get bloated.
This Savinho saga is getting on my tits. It really is. I'm a woman, yeah, and I'm like stressing more than you fellas because I just feel, how long do they take to get one player over the line? Is it because Man City are dragging their heels? Is it because we're looking at all these factors before we decide who we're going to buy? Right. And then I feel sorry for De Zerbi because he wants to build a squad to challenge. He's not here for a short time. He's here for a long time. He wants to be our manager and build a squad so that we can be proud of it. Yeah, we're not going to be also rans like we've been for the last 26 seasons, bar 2 seasons where we won the League Cup and the Europa Cup. Right, we've been underachievers. I like what Daly says as well. He goes, "We're like the England of the Premiership." It's true. We're underachieving. For the size of club we are.
There is a formal meeting scheduled for next week with Man City officials. Formal meeting. So that means that's face to face. So
I hope so. Because I do like Savinho.
We're not going to wait till the end of the. We're not going to let them stall us to the end of the window, are we? We will have all these little rumours linking us probably foreign wingers. There's a lot of good ones out there that look good. We don't know if we can do it in the Premier League or not. I mean, there has to be a cut-off point. There's only 16 days till the first game on the Friday night game, and like there's only 20 odd games till the window closes September the 1st. So you've only got 26 days.
Yeah.
In 16 days the season starts. We need to get our work done by then. By next Saturday, by the time we play, maybe this Saturday, I know Senesi's back, then we should have Porro, Spence, and Richie should be back. Romero should be back as well.
You do realise that Porro and Spence aren't.
See, like if they're relying on getting Neto for them to release.
Ellie, just wait 1 second. Steve, go ahead, mate.
Yeah, sorry, because I can't hear Steve. Sorry.
Sorry, Steve. Exactly. That's why I intervened, because Ellie can't hear Steve. So
yeah, sorry.
Go on, Steve. Go on, mate.
Go on, Steve. Spence and Porro aren't going to be ready to play any minutes, right? Because they've just come back from the World Cup, so they're going to need at least 2-3 weeks to get up to speed, right? So I don't expect to see them first game of the season. I really don't. So
they will have had their 3 weeks off.
It doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter. They went right to the end of the World Cup. Yeah, so if you want to risk them and start them, throwing them straight back in again to Premier League football, I know we've only got 1 game a week here, but if you ain't going to start throwing them back in straight away, because you'll risk injury, and then we'll have another problem. So he's not going to risk it. Do you know what I mean? Why do you think he's not played Van der Ven? Why do you think he's not played Madison, for example? Because he doesn't want to risk these players. Because he knows if he risks them, they're going to get injuries, and then we're going to be right up to square root of in the shit again, basically. Sorry, but that's the way it's going to be. So he's not going to risk these players.
Yeah, well, their fitness will be modified when they're back, won't they? And then they're, like you say, I mean, they're only going to have probably under 2 weeks before the first game.
Yeah.
So that then all depends. Some players like they're going to retain us. I mean, they're athletes. They'll retain a certain level of fitness, and their bodies would have had 3 weeks of rest. So we wait and see on that. I get what you're saying though, about bringing them back too quickly. That makes sense.
Which is why I also think we need say if the rumours are true, right, and Spence could be on his way out, we need another right back. Because what we're going to do, rely on Porro again all season? Because what happens if he breaks down? We've got no one.
Well, Spence doesn't push for a move. Gray don't want to play at right back. He's already said that to De Zerbi. He wants to play in midfield.
The left back's stocked up already, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Well stacked.
I know Ndoggy and you can't really rely on Ndoggy because of his fitness, and I know Robertson's, the wrong side of 30, but they brought him in for experience. So
Davis didn't put a foot wrong in pre-season, did he? He looked very good.
Yeah, but
he's not going to be a marauding fullback, though, is he? He's going to sit back if he plays. Not against that. I mean, look. First, I mean, if being a wing back means you're absolved of defensive duties, I don't want you in my team. And it seems to be all fans want is wing backs that bomb on fine, as long as they can defend when needed. I mean, Porro gets a lot of stick for it, but he's very good at what he does.
Which is why I think you go back 3 and then push the wingers, and then you have like a Tonali or a Fernandez.
But he does that without going in a 4-2-3-1, doesn't he? When you're attacking, I've noticed that like you'll see 3 defenders at the back, and they'll probably be about 6 or 7 yards back from the halfway line. He doesn't park them on the halfway line like Poch does, and you'll have one which will probably Porro mainly bombing forward, but occasionally Porro might sit back, and it might be Udogie bombing forward. And he likes. If you had a young Ollie Watkins type striker, that would be the type of striker he likes, because he likes the wingers to play the balls in behind the opponent's back line for a striker to run onto. So you'd think, you know,
I don't know if anybody else thinks this, right? I don't know if anybody else thinks this, yeah, but like obviously the start we had to the window was great, absolutely fantastic. But we're now at the point again where we're going into a season yet again for the 3rd year in a row, you could say, with a bit of uncertainty of what's going to happen. Is that where everybody's at?
It's the domino effect, though, isn't it?
I've been like that for 26 years.
You always see a lot of activity in the summer transfer window in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I can hear you now, Steve.
That's all right, Ellie.
You right, mate?
Yeah.
There's a bit of a ding dong going on in chat about Savinho. Look, guys, nobody's lying, right? Nobody's lying. It's just different perspectives. So it's like, you know, I say this to my kids, my kids down the youth club. You've got a ball, right, and it's half red, half blue, and you're looking at it from the blue side, right, and you can't see the red side. That doesn't mean that the person who's saying the ball is red, who's looking at it from the other side, is lying, because from their perspective, it's red, right? So it's all about perspectives. RBS. I've got to say this to you, mate, right? A lot of people are looking at Savinho, and I am one, right? Me and Adrian have had this conversation many times. Adrian knows where I'm going. And a lot of people are like me. They look at Savinho, and they look at what happened at Girona, and they look at what's happened with Savinho in the Premier League, and they like me, they ask questions: is he suited to the Premier League? Because Savinho was outstanding in Girona. There is absolutely no question, and you've certainly seen that he's had his moments for Man City, but unfortunately, just because a player is outstanding in one league doesn't necessarily always mean that they can translate that into another league. It just doesn't always work that way. Some players are just better suited to a particular culture of football. And the question that a lot of Savinho doubters have is Savinho one of those players? Only time will tell.
I'm supremely confident he's coming. Where the fan base, it's subjective whether you like the player or not. I mean, we don't buy the players, you know, pick the team, devise the tactics. We only express opinions here. But he's technically superb. But he is technically superb, and he does track back for a winger. Yeah, fine. If you don't like the player, that's fine. It doesn't bother me. I mean, but and I think with his scheduled meeting next week, that's very telling. If they're meeting face to face, it's very telling. I think he's definitely coming because he wants out. They know he wants out. They know he's unhappy there. So they want to get rid of him and get a replacement. Where it's rumours about Pedro Neto or someone else, there's plenty of wingers out there. And you look at them, all that about getting another player in. Oh, come on. You know, they've got Marmoush and Foden. You've got Docker and Semenyo. You've got Reindeers. They've got Monger in from Chelsea. I mean, they've got a good front six. They've probably got more than a good front six there already, right? And so all this, I don't believe it's that. I mean, we don't know, do we, behind the scenes? There's never, and we shouldn't know. We shouldn't know everything. Everything shouldn't be transparent around a transfer if you want to get a deal done on the quiet or whatever. So it may be that, like, you know, that the guy that deals with them, he's been on holiday. You know, I mean, it could be as simple as that.
Do you know what I would say though, Adrian? Right, Right, so when you look at Savinho, right, and his career at Man City so far, right, it's been choppy, right, in the team, out the team, in the team, out the team, injured, in the team. It's like very choppy, right? So you can't judge a player like that and say he's not suited to the Premiership, in my book, right? It's different. It's different.
He hasn't had a lot of minutes there. He's had a lot of
no, but it's fractured minutes. That's what I'm saying, right? I've played football at a really good level at women's football, right? And if I was in and out of the team, I wouldn't be able to perform if I was a regular player, right? When you're a regular first team starter, you get a fluidity, right? And I'm not saying you're wrong, Rain. I'm not saying you're wrong. Maybe he's not suited. But what I've seen of him when he has played, I like, right? And he's had a very topsy-turvy career at Man City, right? And they've had many, many players to choose from to not take a gamble with him, right? Because Pep is a smart manager, right? He knows that Savinho is technically astute, right? But has he got the whereabouts? Has he got the armory to be a first team starter all the time? That's where the question comes in, right? But this is Pep. Pep is judging him, the top manager of the top managers, yeah? Right, and he's had many other choices, whereas us, he's going to come in and be our first choice, apparently. Yeah, he's going to get ahead of Tell, right? So then he's going to get fluidity, right? Then we're going to see if he's up to it. That's my own personal perspective.
Right. Do you understand that for Savinho doubters, none of what you say makes any sense?
Yeah, because they're not as intelligent as me.
It makes sense to do. It makes sense to do. But do you realise, and it makes no sense to tell doubters, because tell doubters would go.
I'm not telling the doubters. I'm just putting my perspective.
But I'm going to go down and item by item and give the other opinion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Savinho doesn't get minutes for City. Maybe that's because he's not good enough, right? That's what. I don't think it's
but I don't think he's not good enough.
You can disagree with this, but the point is, it's a perfectly valid opinion.
Yeah.
He doesn't get enough minutes, and because he hasn't had enough minutes, that means that we can't. And the perfectly valid opinion on the other side is maybe he isn't getting enough minutes because he isn't good enough in the Premier League. They're both perfectly true.
I get that. I do get that.
Now, also the things that I've seen from him, well, maybe that's because the clip reel. I'm just giving the other side, right? Maybe that's because of the clip reels that we see from him. Is we see those moments that he does. But the reason why he doesn't get played and he doesn't get output in the Premier League is because those clips, those moments are not enough.
So, yeah, but he did get some output as well, because I think he scored 9 goals and assisted 2, I think, or something similar to that. He got
like 11 assists in his first season, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think it wasn't too bad, because that's his job. His job is to score as well, but a winger is to provide more so than score. But if they can do both, it's fantastic. Then you've got the ultimate winger, right? Just like that, like say someone like Chrissy Waddle or Darren Anderson, who assisted and scored.
Unfortunately, his output in the Premier League is around 1 GA in 4 games.
Yeah, I do get that, and I agree with you.
That is not good enough.
Yeah, but you have to caveat things in, like what I said, is that he's not had fluidity, and when you haven't got,
he's not good enough.
Maybe it's because Man City had more choices, yeah, and they were giving another player a look at, yeah, and look what they did when they bought Semenyo, right? They saw him as a better option, and they put him straight in because he is good enough, but he had to prove himself at Man City as well. Whereas Savinho, I think he's had a checkered career at Man City, and it's been up and down, up and down. Then he gets injured, then up and down, up and down. And sometimes managers make mistakes and they don't give the player the benefit of the doubt because they think, oh, I think this player would do much better because he's stronger, this, that, and the other. But when he comes to Spurs, like
wait a
I
minute,
said,
wait a minute. Can I just pause you just for a second, right?
yeah, of
Pause you for a
course.
second because you're hitting like multiple points and it's very, very hard, right? So at Man City, they went and got Semenyo to play over the top of Savinho because Semenyo's better.
No, but Savinho wasn't the first choice, was he?
It wasn't even the first choice then. So Doku is first choice, and then second choice was Semenyo, who was bought in January. Can you not see from a?
Yeah, but they play on different wings. Doku's on the left, Semenyo's on the right.
No.
And Savinho can play either or.
No, I'm not having any of that. Semenyo.
They do.
No. Semenyo predominantly plays on the left-hand side.
But he played him on the right. That's what I'm saying.
Because he played Doku on the left, right?
Yeah.
So he played Doku on the left.
So he adapted him.
Yeah, no. But my point is, you're saying that Savinho doesn't play at City because there are other players who are better than him.
Other players don't play at City.
In Pep's eyes, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So
that doesn't mean he's not good player, not Premiership quality.
Yeah, but from a Savinho Delta, I hear that, and I don't really understand why you make the leap to the next stage, which is because what I hear is Savinho wasn't good enough at Man City. That's what I hear, right? That's what I'm hearing. Savinho wasn't good enough at Man City. There were other players who were better than him. And then your next step is, but if we sign him, maybe he will be good enough. And I don't get how you get from here. Savinho was not good enough at Man City. There were other players that were better than him, right? And Pep didn't like what he did. But if he comes to us, he's going to be fantastic.
Perhaps the Zerbi's type of ball is going to be totally different.
He is a De Zerbi
I didn't say he was going to be fantastic. I'm going to see. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. We're going to find out because he's going to have fluidity and more minutes than he got at Man City. The only way De Zerbi's not going to play him if he doesn't perform, and then Tell will get in, and then we will know.
He was brought in. He was brought in 2024, right? He's been there 2 years, right? But he's brought in to compete in a squad to earn his rightful place. But during those 2 years, they brought in more players. They probably brought in more experienced players. And I don't know why he's not been given the game time that he shouldn't have got. There are lots of other Man City players who haven't got game time as well. Rangers might want to go now. Marmoush hasn't got game time. I'll take Phil Foden at a pinch tomorrow.
Yeah.
and he hasn't
signed a new contract, hasn't he?
It doesn't make him a bad player and not Premiership quality just because he didn't get into the Man City team regularly. Because Man City are an elite team.
And he's been given games basically in cup games and European games more than league time, hasn't he? He hasn't had the minutes. Now, the only concern with him is goals. That's my only concern with goals.
659 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words has nailed it, right? You were going, maybe he will be better. And Spurs 6659 has gone £60 million to find out. Because that's the reality. What you're saying is, there are all these problems at Man City, and we're going to go and sign him, and maybe he will be better. And do you know what? I'm not happy with that. Personally, I'm not happy with that risk.
I do get you, Rain. Obviously, I get you, but I see something in him. I do see something in him that is quite special. There's a lot of things that he does. The way he moves the ball, the way he cuts inside. He just needs time. All right, we're going to spend 60 million, but that's not a lot in this day and age. That's about most players are going between 40 and 60 million now, right? So hopefully we can get him for less.
He's already a quality footballer. He's technically superb.
Yeah, technically,
right?
Stu, he is.
He's got a good centre of gravity. Go inside, outside. He's a hard-working winger as well. He tracks back.
Yes.
I mean, like, his ball progression, take-on. Go and look at his ball progression and his take-ons. Right, his goals need to be upped in the Premier League, but his ball progression, ball carrying, and take-ons are excellent. They're his three strongest attributes when you go and look at his chart. Right. So, if you know, during the time he's there, Pep's brought someone in who's slightly better, then he's obviously going to play that person over him, isn't he? But it doesn't mean he's not a good player. Or
that's what I'm saying.
He improves us. Does he improve us? Yes, he does.
He's better than Tell.
Why? What?
Because he is. He's technically better. His decision making's better.
You're making a factual statement that doesn't hold water, and this is the problem.
We're not.
You can express opinion. Yeah,
I see a player, and I'm not making factually. I see a player with my eyes, and I look at him, what he does with the ball. Like Adrian says, he's ball carrying skill.
Made a factual statement, which is he's going to make.
But I'm not.
Hey, Ellie, wait 1 second. Adrian's just made a factual statement. Sabinho will make us better, and the reality is, you don't know that. That's not fact. It's not fact. It is opinion.
Yeah,
and the opposing, the Savino doubters asked the question, how can you prove this to me? And the answer back is, I think he looks like a good player. That's not an answer. That's not an answer. That's like me going and getting a car, right, that looks amazing, right, but has never done 100 miles an hour. And you going, look at this car, it can do 100 miles an hour. And has it done it? Can we take it out for a test drive? No, we can't take it out for a test drive because you just need to look at how it looks, right? It looks like 100 miles an hour car. But until it does 100 miles an hour, you can't be sure that it can do 100 miles an hour. And Sabinho has not delivered in the Premier League. So all of this, I think he'll be. It's just you have to accept that it's conjecture and you're accepting a risk that some people like me are not prepared to accept.
If he's our starting left winger next season, right? So we say we get Sabinho in, he's our starting left winger next season over Tell, right? And we don't sign anyone else. So we're going the season Sabinho and Tell, yeah? If Sabinho don't hit the ground running and you spunk £60 million on him, I guarantee you now, our fan base will turn on him really, really quickly. Look at Xavi.
They do that with any player, Steve.
Look at Xavi Simmons, right? Look at Xavi Simmons, yeah? Everybody was expecting him to hit the ground running. It took him up until February, March time to start showing something, right? So it took him a long time to settle in our team, and then he got injured, and now he's out to whenever. So I'm just saying, like, until the player's here, that's fine. But I'm with Rain on this one. Everybody was like, why we spent 40 million on Gray? He's never proven it in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? And we're going to spend £60 million on Savino, right? Now, say what you want, whether or not he's been given his opportunity or not, but he's been to Man City, one of the biggest clubs that have won literally everything in the last 10 years, yeah? Right? Obviously, and Pep's one of the greatest managers, if not one of the greatest manager of football that's ever seen, yeah? Obviously, he's not seen something in him, and he's gone, do you know what? Actually, I need better for what I want. So he's gone down the pecking order. And are we really still going to take risks on these players? I thought we need to be stopping that and actually going, do you know what? If there's a better left wing out there for 60 million or cheaper, why aren't we going for them?
Well, you judge a player like when a guy goes and scouts a player and what you see and what you like. So that's subjective.
Yeah, but we all know our scouting networks are absolutely shocking.
I think one of the reasons they want him as well is because he's left-footed. He'll play on the left and he'll stretch the width of the pitch rather than be an inverted winger that cuts in and has shots. Don't mind Decky doing it on the other side because he scores goals doing it, right?
Yeah,
and when he's on that side and he's put crosses in for Maddison at Man City and all that, Maddison scored goals and we go there and win. And we've seen examples of that with like Decky, right? So I think it's the teaming up of him on the left with a fit you doggy, I think that's a great combination. I like the player. What I've seen, people say to me, when you look at a player, what do you look for when it's a forward, right? On the videos, because they always look good, don't they? Hang about. You can pick up lots of things in a video, right? Lots of things. Just the three main things I look for forwards and midfielders. I look with players with vision who move the ball quickly and can make things happen. That's why I'm anti-tapping strikers, right? Because I want to see more. That's why I've got question marks about Solanke. He only scored one goal when he made things happen from the edge of the box, which was a Kane-esque type of goal out of the goals I've seen him score. That's all I've seen Solanke do, right? I like Savinho. If others don't like him, fine. I ain't got a problem with it. I ain't got a problem with it at all.
Did he not score a scorpion kick last season?
And I think this is where the problem is, right? Is people look at videos and go, oh, they look looking fantastic, great. How about actually going and seeing a player play for like 2 or 3 games at a time and actually looking at that player with your eyes, actually physically with your eyes, and then go and then decide whether or not to take a punt on them or not. That's what I'm saying. Because you could show that, like, you could clip and paste like the best reels. They do a fantastic turn that could go in the reel. Do you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Is I think it's a massive risk to go into a season with Savinho and Tell. I think that's a massive risk to do.
And that's my problem. This is exactly where I am. I don't have a problem.
What's the risk? What's the risk?
I don't have a problem with Savinho.
No, I
Okay?
don't have a problem with it.
I don't have a problem with Savinho. What I have a problem with is Savinho and Tell. Because if Savinho doesn't work out, right, and there's a massive risk involved with Savinho in that he hasn't delivered in the Premier League. So, we can say we think he will deliver.
So we don't buy no one that's not in the Premier League, right?
Some kind of certainty in that, because he did it at Girona, he hasn't got enough time. I hear all of these arguments, and that's fine. But the problem is, if he doesn't hit the ground running, the next one is Tell. So actually, I'm just in the place where I'm just a Savinho doubter. I'm not like he's rubbish. I'm just like, I would prefer somebody who gives me more certainty that they're going to give me goals and assists.
Another thing at City is, though, I mean, Pep has tweaked it, because before, when Foden, I always thought was absolutely fantastic in that season he had, was absolutely brilliant. Suddenly he's no longer in a side because he tweaks it. And I think, I don't know, I'm not in Pep's head, but to tweak the system, then you start, and he's brought players in like Semenyo and Doku in as well. You still got Marmoush can't get game times in there. So it can be a case of the manager's changing things and the player's not going to get a fair crack of the whip, right? It might not. It's not necessarily because he doesn't think he's a good player or a quality player. I think Savino's an absolute superb technical player. I want to see goals from him, and Kudus as well, right? I want goals from our wingers. So, and I'm hoping that under the De Zerbi ball, that the team as a unit, plays as a more cohesive unit, and we'll get goals.
If I can, you're just recycling the same argument, right? And the problem that I've got as well is I hear a lot of people say maybe he isn't playing at Man City because of Pep. And let's face it, if you play fantasy Premier League, you know about Pep roulette, right? Even the good players, he will leave them out, quite regularly because they don't fit a particular system. But the problem I've got is a lot of the same people who say, that's a Pep thing. He is good, but he just doesn't. A lot of those same people say about some of our players who are on loan, they're not being played because they're not good enough. So I'm just applying that logic. Maybe Savinho isn't being played by Pep because he's not good enough. Maybe.
So maybe Foden's not good enough for Spurs either, because he wasn't played by Pep last season. What stupid! I'm sorry, that's madness.
Maybe.
We are Tottenham. Man City are at the point of winning absolutely everything. We are Tottenham, who finished 17th. Because he didn't get into the Man City team, he's not good enough for Tottenham. Are we actually? Is that where we're at? Because that's mental.
We could say the same, couldn't we?
Right. Let him answer.
We could make the same argument.
Adrian, let him talk. I actually want to know your response. Adrian, let him reply. Let him reply. Rain, reply.
right? So the players that don't get in their teams aren't good enough. The players that don't get in PSG's teams aren't good enough. The players that don't get in Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, or Barcelona's team are not good enough.
Spot on.
You're back, Ellie. You're back.
Yeah, do you know what? I keep on dropping out because people are phoning me, so I do apologise.
It's all right, Ellie. Yeah, I know what's going on. You've told me. It's all right.
Well
Don't
said,
worry about
well
it.
said, James. Well said. You made a really brilliant point there.
Are we ready?
Right, can we have Rain's response, please, to James? Please.
The reality is Foden has done it at some point. That's
okay. So let's I'll change my player then.
The difference between Foden and Savinho is we have some evidence that Foden has delivered. I don't know what's happened between Foden and Pep, okay, to change things. I don't know whether Foden's had, something personal, or whether he doesn't fit inside the system that, Pep no longer wants to play with 2 10s, or all of this kind of stuff. But Foden at some point has been player of the season, right?
Yeah, but I agree with that statement.
Whereas with Savinho, we don't have that at all. But
there was a few things you said. One of them was because he didn't get into the City squad, maybe he isn't good enough for Spurs. I would take Reinders. Like, he doesn't get in for them. Would we take him, or is he not good enough? There are so many players that just because they don't get into City, they're still levels above what we've got.
Yeah.
And what you said earlier about the whole they've never done it in the Premier League. Does that mean we wouldn't take like Bradley Barcola and stuff like that? Because the French league is nowhere near the same level as the Premier League. So are we saying we wouldn't take anybody like that? Because that's a risk, right? You just said you don't want to take a risk. Well, that would be a risk.
Well, okay. So there's always a risk with a player, right?
Exactly. So you said you wouldn't sign him because of the risk.
Dude, you got to let me finish the sentence. Right?
You guys have been talking for like 2 hours.
Otherwise, I'm not going to bother. I won't interrupt.
You literally spoke over everybody for about 2 hours, and then now I've been here 2 minutes.
Sometimes you do, right?
I literally just let Adrian talk.
We all do.
Respond. So what you're saying is complete and utter fucking crap. Okay?
Calm down.
You can stop it now. Okay? That's absolute crap.
Chill.
You can take it and stop it. All right? I don't.
Chill, Ray. Chill.
The show back. You spoke over everybody the whole show. Cut everybody up the whole show. I've literally watched for an hour and a half.
Literally just proved you wrong, mate.
Okay. All right, you've not spoken over nobody.
It's not about proving people wrong.
You spoke over nobody, mate. I agree with you.
Listen, it's just opinion that we're talking about.
Yeah, it's opinion.
Let's not get it's football, peeps. Let's not get
that's
too
all it
aggravated
is.
about
I'm not. I just gave
take
you
things
stats
personally.
I'm taking nothing personally, mate. I'm okay.
Right, it's all good. Ray, carry on with your response.
That easier to sort it all that.
Carry on with your response, Ray.
Fucking hell, what was that all about?
Big up.
Yes, word.
Of course, there's always a risk with any player, right? But I just don't understand why the Savinho, like the Savinho, like James, like you, right? You're an absolute advocate of Savinho. And I don't understand why you guys can't see the other side of the argument. That's what I don't understand.
What part can't I see?
Sorry?
I saw the other side of the argument.
I can't hear this.
So what part of the argument can't I see?
No, I can't see why the people who are doubting whether Savinho is a Premier League winger.
Yeah, but you could do that about any. You could say that. You could say let's not sign Yamal because he's not done it in the Premier League. Like we could do that to anybody, right?
No, but
he tore it up at Girona, which is the same league that Yamal's doing it in. Does that mean that we couldn't sign? It doesn't make sense to me because you can't use one brush for every player.
Okay,
he excelled.
Sorry, Ellie, just 1 second. It's the same argument with Foden. You're saying Yamal hasn't proven it in the Premier League. Therefore, he falls into that category. But actually, with Savinho, we've got 2 years worth of evidence of what he does in the Premier League, right? Of what he does in the Premier League. And we don't have that. Sorry, Ellie, wait 1 second. We don't have evidence with Yamal. So, whereas with Foden, we've got evidence that he has been a good player and we don't know why it hasn't happened with Pep recently. With Yamal, we don't have any evidence of him being in the Premier League, so it's not the same as Savinho.
Well,
With
I would
Savinho,
argue,
and he's
the way that I would kind of reply to that is the second season for me. He come out and he wanted to join Tottenham before this season started, so that was quite evidently clear. And everybody knows even from Spurs' point of views, right? When that player comes out with their head turned, it's game over. They want to leave. So that for me is one season you write off. Fair enough. First season he didn't have enough GA. Completely agree. But it's his first year in the Prem. So are we writing everybody off now after 1 year in the Prem? They're not good enough. That's it. Done, dusted. Off they go.
The important quality is, you're looking at Man City, you've got a much better squad than we've got, right? So what's the criteria for bringing a player in, right? Has he got a sufficient quality? Yes. Is he better than what we've got? Yes, because we haven't got anything on the left. So he's better than what we've got, right? He's better than what we've got, and he's a quality footballer. Not a risk for me.
But you're saying he's better than what we've got as a statement of fact. And
I base it. It is an opinion, but I base it on what I've seen. What I've seen, he's left footed as well.
Has put in some facts, right, in the chat. He's put in some facts in the chat, and the facts that he's put in: Savinho, 53 games, 2,599 minutes, 2 Premier League goals. Tell, 44 games, 1,342 minutes, 6 goals.
That doesn't make him a better player, Rain. You look at Dembele. You look at Dembele's stats. You would think he was a shit player if you look at Dembele's stats.
James, all I'm saying is, I think what the problem is we all know that our left wing has been a major problem since the decline of Sonny, basically, right? Because we could all see Sonny was declining, but for some reason, those out of sentiment, they kept him because of loyalty and stuff like that and things like that. So we all know that the left wing, especially last season, was a problem. We didn't replace him, right? And we were stuck with last year, Tell, pretty much most of the season. That's what we all think we need a bit better than that. But so I think this is where Rain. I agree with Rain in an aspect. I think we need better on that left. I think we need better on that left. If you still want to get to Savinho, you could put him maybe second behind whoever, like a Gakpo, and then Tell instead. But if we're going into the season with just Tell and Savinho, I have a little issue with that. That's all I'm saying.
Now, all right then. I've listened to a bit of it. I woke up and everything was chilled out. I came on here and
it's your fault, mate.
Yes, Dan, you're a troublemaker, mate.
I need to be very clear with everyone. I won't take any personal.
When it comes down to this, I think the thing with Savinho,
you will get those fucking barrels every single time.
That's fair enough, Rain. That's fine. That's fine. Everyone knows, everyone's aware, definitely.
Yeah.
Rain, you're not a pain. You're a nice guy.
There's a way to do it. When you get agitated, breathe in through your nose, hold it, out through your mouth. Calms you right down.
Sometimes.
Calms you right down. Just trust me on it.
Sometimes
when it comes down to Savinho, when it comes down to Savinho, I'm half and half.
What did you say? I didn't hear that.
Good luck with that.
Let Dan talk. Let Dan talk.
Let's let Dan start again because we've never heard none of that. Sorry, Dan. Start again, Dan, if you don't mind. And go on, mate. Go on.
When it comes to Savinho, the problem is we haven't got a proven goal scorer there. He hasn't proved he can score in the Premier League. I think most people can just look at that with a bit of common sense and say that you can tell he's significantly more gifted as a player and mentally gifted than Tell. I mean, Tell for me has been awful, bar maybe that overhead kick, and then he went and cost us a bloody penalty. For me, I think Tell's biggest letdown is going to be his mentality. I don't think he's sharp enough mentally on the ball to be that quality player. But then again, he might progress in time. But then people have been saying that about Archie Gray for 3 fucking years, and look where that one's gone. And Bergvall, and look where that one's gone. I mean, might as well push them both off a cliff, you know, tie rocks to their feet. But I think it's clearly obvious that Savinho is a better player than Tell. But I do get the other side that, well, if we need this established goal scorer or someone who can at least score goals, you got to start looking at Rashford. He's got the homegrown side to him.
Yeah.
I can't stand him as a player, but patchy as over seasons, I know. But again, he's proven that he can actually bang in 15 goals and get maybe 5 to 8 assists, basically. He's proven he can do it. Savinho hasn't actually proven that he can actually do that. Does that come down to the style of play with Man City? Quite possibly. Look how they destroyed Grealish, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very true.
I think they destroyed Grealish of what he was actually capable of. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's another player who I wouldn't mind taking on loan because we're that much up trouble up front. Go for Rashford and then go get Grealish on loan to cover the 11 and the 10, basically. Because I still think Grealish, you'll see a better player out of him as number 10. So,
Can I add something to that,
in this aspect. Tell is not good and hasn't proven he is good in any means or manner. Savinho has proved he is good, but he hasn't proved he can score goals.
Dan, sometimes though, I'm not disagreeing. If I want a goal scorer and I'm picking between Marcus Rashford and Savinho, I'm picking Marcus Rashford all day, every day. That's not even what I'm saying. But what I would say is I think that someone like Savinho, in my opinion, would fit our system with him and Kudus on each wing. If you could then go, we are being linked with someone like Gakpo. I'm not a massive fan, but Gakpo, so Rashford, we was linked with Watkins, who again I don't really rate, but we are kind of being linked with the kind of natural fox in the box players. If you get two wingers that stay out wide and draw players away, ultimately, unfortunately, attackers get judged on GA and stuff, right? But it's not always about the GA that counts. If you can draw a man out and create space for the other side, you're doing just as well as a job. It was like Aaron Lennon and Gareth Bale. No one ever criticised Aaron Lennon's GA because he would run one-on-one, create space that side, draw people over, and then there was 3 on the other side. So I'm not saying Savinho is going to come in and score 50 goals a season, but what I am saying is if you're looking at systems and the kind of style of quick feet, pass and move, for me, I just think it's harsh that people are writing him off straight away before they've even
looking at it this way, James.
Well said, James.
Looking at it this way with him, yeah. Problem we have with Kudus, well, do we know when he's going to play? But problem is with Kudus is when he plays, he gets doubled up on, doesn't
he? Yeah, or trebled up on sometimes.
Either way. So if we've got Tell on the left, is Kudus still going to get doubled up on? Yes, he is, because nobody is really bothered about Tell. That could be dangerous, but I don't think it is.
I'm bothered about Tell.
We go and get Savinho on the left. I bet you he gets watched just as much as Kudus, and then they can't double up. I think people would be more bothered about Savinho as a defender looking at him on my right-hand side than I'm going to be Tell. Because Tell has done absolutely nothing to prove he is a good player, bar a flash moment. Savinho has actually had good games. Is it? Name his good games.
Statistically, Dan. I can't. We're not going to have this Tell debate again. I'm not having this Tell debate again.
We can. It's interesting.
It was already on here, Dan. You walked into it, same as me.
I walked into a Savio debate. That's what I walked into.
I just think Tell costs us more. I think Tell costs us more damage from his bad decisions. I think Tell costs us more damage through his bad decision making than he actually does on GA. Because if you look at what he does, right, he gets there and then nothing, right, and then he gets there and he'll score the odd goal here and there. That's not good enough. It's not good enough. And he costs us, like Brennan Johnson cost us. Yes, he scored 17, 18, 19 goals, whatever he scored, but he cost us more double through his shit play. That's what I'm saying. There's players that cost you as well.
This is why I expect to see a lot better improvement. I expect to see players a cohesive unit, and I expect to see, like, when you watch any coaching manuals, it's all about 2v1s overloads over the pitch, or 3v2 overloads on the pitch. We haven't had it down the left or the right. Every time we've gone down and we've passed the ball back, we've never. Very rarely we see a couple of run-ins to the byline. I think Davies did one in a pre-season game. That's what you want to see. You want to see players work into a pattern, right? And that's what you want to see. And I think we'll see a lot of that. But but there's still a lot of work to go. And look, with the Savino thing or whatever, and Kudus has got to score goals as well, right? He's got to score goals, right? And this is what we've got to see. It's your fancy.
We've all got to chip in goals,
really, isn't it? I mean, it's all your fancy. I mean, I like Savino. I know he needs more goals from that. I like the player. Full stop. That's it.
We've got a really good manager, guys.
Play him or tell him how to play. So.
Is everybody in agreement that we've got a really excellent manager at the moment?
I wouldn't say excellent, but I'd say good. He hasn't done nothing to prove he's excellent, unless you want to say keeping Spurs up.
He's a good manager, yeah. But what I want him to have the best players.
Yeah, I like him. If he had Pep's squad, he could do just as good because he's technical ability to get players to move off the ball. And what I saw against Chelsea, I was very impressed with the first half because I only watched the first half, but we were pressing like we did against Villa, right? And they were on it, yeah. And every player knew his job, and they were really playing as a team. And that wasn't even our first team, right? So if he can do that with some first team players, but mostly not, you imagine what he's going to do with the first team. Yeah, and I think he's a very intelligent manager, and I like his style of play. I really do.
We were good 4 points behind West Ham when we took over. He got the best out of the players that were fit to say their butts. That goes a long way with me, right? That shows.
Adrian, what he'd done was chuck the kids out the team that was absolutely crap because they weren't playing football and went to very, very, very basics and got us that way, basically, which was what we needed, wasn't it?
He found out against Sunderland.
Adrian will get upset if you say that he likes the kid.
I guarantee you, he walked into that first day at Spurs, and I guarantee he was watching Tottenham, right? He'd seen the video before he come in, and that first day he worked in, he knew exactly who he was going to keep and who he weren't going to keep.
Look, come on, let's be real here as well, yeah? I mean, what De Zerbi done keeping us up? Great. Some people say it's because of Kinksky we stayed up. Others say it's Paulinia. Others say it's this. If you really think about it, what De Zerbi had to do, it didn't take Einstein to work it out. It was actually quite that plain Jane and simple. I think most of us could have worked it out. Get Archie Gray off that pitch. He should not be on that pitch. He is not standard for a Premier League team. Get Bergvall out of it. Get the other crap right. Now go to a standard formation, play your basics, and see where we can get with the basics. And that's what he did. Because the second Bentancur comes back on with Paulinia, we looked much better as midfield than we did with bloody Archie Gray there. But people will still go and defend a player.
The real shock was how badly Tudor messed it up. That's the real shock. Playing Porro as a right centre. I mean, I just call it the madness of Tudor. That period, It was just bonkers. It was absolutely bonkers what happened during those 10 games. Absolutely madness. And like you say, Dan, De Zerbi came in and he just settled things. He just went, right, I'm going to play people in the right positions and let them get on with it.
If you remember, Rain and Dan, the first game against Sunderland, he actually started Archie Gray and he started Bergvall, if I remember rightly. Right, so he soon found out that these kids are not up to it. They're not, right?
But and he dropped them.
Yeah, they're part of the problem because they're not ready. I'm not saying they're not going to be ready, but they're not ready for the Premiership, right? And we relied on them a lot.
They might not be good enough, let alone ready. They might not be good enough.
Yeah, they might not be good enough. You're right. Then players can get better in time with experience, right? But there's certain things that we see in Bergvall and Gray that maybe
Gray had plenty of experience. Gray had 2 seasons basically on that pitch.
Yeah, but maybe experience won't make them better because they haven't got that first touch. They haven't got the really good decision making. You know, they've had plenty of opportunity to show what they can offer, haven't they?
Is Gray 20? Is he 20? Gray.
I think he's 20. Is he 20 or 20? I think he's 20 coming on 21. I think he's 21 this year.
Isn't Fernandez 21? Fernandez 21? Who's talking about Fernandez's age? Because I've heard nobody say, "Oh, he's only young." Everyone said, "What a talent." For me, if they're big enough to put the Spurs shirt on, they're big enough to be criticised.
Very
And in
true.
my opinion, no one is talking about Fernandez's age at all because he's good enough. If he wasn't good enough, it gives people an alibi to say it's what people do with Mikey Moore and Lancashire and everyone. There's always an excuse because they're young. But when you actually get a good youngster, the age thing disappears.
Yeah, true.
You said that, James. He said age is just a number.
I don't care what age a player is.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the quality of player that people do praise. They're not good enough.
But then you've got to judge them all the same as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Our fans use the age card as an excuse for a crap player rather than actually judge them from what you see.
I agree.
It's like you're not allowed to judge what you've seen because of his age. Well,
I'm sorry, if he's getting paid 70 grand a week and he's cost 40 million, then I can judge him just the same as everyone else. The only one you give him a bit of slack for, I think, is when you can see it's blatantly an inexperienced decision. And you can tell, I think, most of the time when someone makes an inexperienced decision, can't you? That one you can cut some slack on. The rest, I don't care whether he's 16 or 40. He's playing in Spurs' first 11. I am going to judge him exactly the same way as the rest. I'm not going to be as sentimental as half the fan base who seems to just have a... I don't know why at Spurs we have this fetish for young players. It's mad. But he hasn't been good enough. They haven't been good enough. So we need to replace. We have replaced. I think the thing with Fernandez, I was happy with the buy. I don't really know as much about everyone else does with him, because why would I want to watch West Ham when I'm having to watch crap like Spurs all last season? But a lot of people was happy. I'd have rather gone for Kone. For me, Kone better player, and you'd have got him for about 50 mil. But that's just my opinion. But it looks like, from what I've seen and checked up on, we got a very good player there. Had to play over it, but how much effort did we have to put in to get a better player than Archie Gray? Not a lot, because he ain't good.
I want to just respond to something the Prez has just put. Prez, love you, mate. If Savinho doesn't work out, then Spurs sell him the following year. No different to what Villa did with Diaby. The harsh reality is
that's what big clubs do.
If Savinho comes to Spurs and he doesn't work out, right? We've proven, or our guys have proven, that they're incapable of then selling him.
Yeah, but again, that's a lot of ifs, though, right? That's a lot of ifs. If he comes in and he doesn't do well, what if he comes in and he does do well?
I'm just commenting on what Prez has said.
Yeah, right? I'm almost just adding to your
If he comes in and he does, then we just sell him. The harsh reality is, if he comes in and he doesn't do well, the history tells us our lot are not going to be able to sell him on.
I don't think.
I think the same thing will happen. If we keep Tell and he isn't sold, I think this is his make or break season this season when he gets a chance.
How is it his make or break season? He's 22 years old, the kid.
Well,
he's 21 actually.
If he's 21, I don't know. I think he's the same age as. I think he's a bit older than
he's
Tell.
21.
No?
I checked it yesterday. He turned 21 in April.
Who are you talking about, Ellie? Tell or no? I'm talking about Savinho. I'm talking about
Savinho. Is he 22?
Yeah. I think he's 22. Savinho's 22, and
Savinho.
And the thing is, right? People keep like we're all assuming, right? We all assume because none of us know what's in store for us in terms of this season with how we're going to play and the players are coming in, etc. But isn't there not that element of De Zerbi managed to keep this bunch of absolute dross fucking awful shit footballers to avoid relegation, right? Why can't we sit here and say that if you believe if the players that they're bringing in, it's because he knows exactly what he's going to do with them and because he's going to get the best out of them, right? Like your Xavi Simons when he comes back, like your Madisons, like your Savinhos, all these kind of players, right? For me, I think Savinho's going to show us what he should have shown at City. Purely because like Ellie, you were literally talking about it before, right? Fluidity when you play football.
Yeah.
When I used to play football, it was the same thing. If I was playing once every so often, I'm rusty, right? You still have like your fundamentals, but you're rusty. But when you're playing week in, week out, right, and you're playing well, it's like it's second nature to you. So you don't even have to think about anything. You just do it because it's just you're more used to it. It's more you're more in the flow. So I think
it does your
Savino.
confidence as well, Danny.
Yeah,
Right,
of
your
course.
confidence drops. So you
It does.
do a few good
Because
things, right, and you affect a game,
because
and then
if
the
you
next game
Ellie,
the game just drops you.
Ellie, if you're and I've said this many times on many streams, right? But if you're playing for Man City, you have to be like a world-class player in order to get into that first 11, purely because of the talent that they have in that squad, right?
Yeah.
You are competing with the best of the best, right? That's as simple as that. So unless you are the best. Yeah, and look, even Foden didn't get into the team last season, and he's been one of Man City's standout players over the last 5 years, right? And even he didn't get in. So what does that tell you when you got someone like Phil Foden on the bench who hardly really played last season, right? So
it means he wouldn't get into Spurs.
And he hardly played Reinders as well. Reinders is a class player, and he hardly got a look in.
He is.
Got a look in.
He is a class player, and I think with Savino, personally, I think he's coming in, and personally, I think he's going to show people a different level of what people have seen of Savino. And also, if you look at it, right, like James was saying, and I think Rain did touch on it, every player we bring in is a risk. Even bringing Tonali is a risk, right? Yeah. Tonali might not perform. I'm not saying he won't. I'm just saying there is a chance he might not perform, and he might not be worth.
With any player.
Yeah, exactly, Dan. So
I literally said those words.
And then they come in. And
that's why I did. If you listen, Rain, I did reference you. But anyway,
you did. You
did reference you.
Yeah, you said Rain didn't address it.
And then players come.
No, listen to what I said. I said Rain. I said Rain addressed it. Listen, use your ears, my friend.
Yes.
Okay, Rain.
And players come in and fool you, don't they? Gareth Bale come to this club. We couldn't win a game. They didn't know whether to play him a left back or wherever. And Harry Kane, when did he get his first game? Sherwood. How old was he? 21. Right, after having some real bad loans. Look, there's no exact science to this, is there? Whether players are going to be hit the ground running and be good or develop a bit later. It's not. It's just, but I'm happy. I'm well happy with the business we've done in the transfer window. I want more. I want at least 2 or 3 players in, but we'll see. I think we'll get 2 minimum, but we'll see.
Yeah. Interesting convo on Savio. I come at it from a slightly different point of view.
Go on then.
Which would be, I think, and whether it's right or wrong or it's just opinion, just my opinion, I think Spurs have always had a sexy footballer in their team.
Yes, right? Ginola.
When you look at Savio, and I agree with Rain, 100% about the output and all that sort of stuff. I'm with you on that. That has got to improve. There's no doubt about that, right? But I see Savio as that bloke that every time he gets the ball, there'll be that intake of breath. What's he going to do next? What's he going to do now? I think he will be that type of player for Spurs. I really do. I think he's got a lot of talent. I think De Zerbi will play him totally different to how Pep wanted to play him, but thought he couldn't play him like that, right? De Zerbi will play him totally differently, and you'll see a better Savino than what you've seen.
Well said, Mark.
That's just where I am with it.
As a woman, I'm all for the sexy. Sex, give me Ginola any day.
I think
Ginola, mate. Whew. What a guy.
Sexy footballer, sexy man.
We'll see left wing crosses that are curling away from the goalkeeper.
I had a cigarette. I had a cigarette with Ginola many years ago in a 10-minute chat.
Yes, you haven't recovered, have you, Danny?
No, I haven't. Took my breath away, literally.
I think I speak for Steve as well, right? Because we're the skeptics here. Yeah, we're the main skeptics here. And I absolutely cook it. I don't think any of us, anyone who goes to the extremes, right, and says, "Oh no," or "Oh yes," these people are always wrong, right? There's just people who are going, "I'm not sure about him," and I hope that what you're saying, Cookie, absolutely plays out. I hope that, yes, he comes to our club and he's crossing the ball into the box. And you know what? Maybe that plays to Richarlison's strengths, right? Which is he doesn't have to think, he just has to react. Yeah? And he just reacts in the box. And we've seen it in the box. Richarlison, if he just reacts, if he doesn't have to control the ball, actually he can score goals.
Yeah, he's a coach.
Didn't he miss chance after chance last season from being 3 yards out?
I mean, I'm sure
he can miss them as well. Just put it that way.
I'm hoping, that this all works out. That doesn't mean that we can't express our opinions and raise very valid, sceptical views.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that Danny and James have to be abusive about it.
Who's abusive?
Who's abusive?
Who's abusive? I'm not abusive.
How can you even say that? You said to me earlier in the chat that you'd sometimes they need a smack in the mouth.
Yeah, don't contradict yourself,
mate. What
are
you talking about?
Abusive. Abusive.
Sexy football. What are you on about? Calm down, lads.
Stop being abusive, Ryan.
We just want sexy football down at the Spurs. Come on. Let's get our action together.
That's not abusive. Take a chill pill, my friend.
What Danny has just done.
Don't get your knickers in a twist. Don't get your knickers in a twist.
What Danny has just done.
I'm the only one wearing knickers here, Danny.
I don't know, Ellie. You never know. Ellie, some of the boys on here might be wearing thongs, darling.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say what I was going to say because it'll come back on me and you'll clip it.
Let's chill out. Let's chill out.
But the thing is, you can't say about people being abusive and then say 10 minutes later before that you threatened somebody to say sometimes people need a punch in the face. Kind of contradicts it, doesn't it?
Right. At the end of the day, right, I want every player that comes to our club to be successful, right? I really do. And I'll support them while they're at our football club, but they need to show me that, they need to give me something a bit more than what
they need to give you the sexy football, innit, Steve?
Yeah, that's what I want to
give us some more of that sexy football.
As I've said many times on this show in recent weeks, I do not want another season like we've had for the last two. I cannot take it again. Not anymore.
No, that's a fair enough comment, Steve. At the end of the day, I think we all feel like that, mate. But the battle will continue about conversation over players. There's no doubt about it, because you could pick most players and someone will say, I don't want him because he don't do, or I don't want him because he don't do.
Yes.
Listen, it's all about opinion at the end of the day. And I see exactly where Rain's coming from about the output. I totally get it. Kudos is the same on the other side. We need more goals from him, and assists from him. But unless we get the right person up front as well, don't get me wrong, I'm sure Solanke would score goals with those two either side of him, right? But if we're being serious, surely we've got to get better in than Solanke. And if that means Richarlison goes and one comes in, but who that one is with, I don't know what it is, less than 3 weeks to go before the season commences, could be anyone's guess. Could it be the bomber that everyone says? Could it be that they're trying to get hold of Osherman? Could it be that they're still in for a Ferran Torres? We don't know, do we? In all seriousness, we really don't know what's going on with the front line. We're all on here every day and we all give our opinion. And we all talk about the links. Oh, yes, please. Yeah. And some are like, oh, no, thanks. And I get it all. Right. But what we mustn't do, right, and I believe this needs to be stamped out on YouTube altogether, and I'm not saying anyone's done it, right, but when we get into a bit of a debate, I don't want anyone putting personal things on anyone. I'm not saying anyone here, by the way. I'm just saying generally you all know this is an open chat for everyone. Right? I don't stop anyone from coming on here, unless they do something stupid, obviously. But I know all of you lot, right? I've met most of you. You're all like top ladies and gents, right? And I just want to talk football, and I don't want to be embroiled in a channel where people are not having arguments or debate, but getting personal. And you know, we've always said from day one on this channel, nothing racial, nothing personal, right? And that just goes for anyone that comes on here, right? So we can continue the discussion about the football and we'll get on with it. But I've tried to keep quiet and let everyone have their say, because your say is more important than anyone's. That's why you're all here, because you're all fans like me of Tottenham Hotspur. All right? So whoever wants to start, carry on, because I have got to go for a wee, but just carry. Look, listen, I'm trusting all of you not to get in a Barney. I've got to go for a wee, talk about the forwards or something.
I'm going to punch James Flower in the face.
I mean, the annoying thing is, I said this last night. You actually look at our front lineup, it really isn't bad at all. It really isn't. Because people forget the injuries, and it's very easy to forget them when they've been out for a season, and they're going to probably be out for the rest of this season as well, because I don't see Simmons coming back until the last 5 games, 10 games, but even then he's got to get match fit again. We got Kudus and Kulusevski for the right. Now, Kulusevski isn't a right player. I've said this to people for many years. They didn't believe me until they actually saw it with their own 2 eyes, even though he'd done it at Juventus for a season and a half, but he can quite easily cover your 10 and your false 9 as well. But we've got say, Kulusevski, Kudus on the right. As a number 10, we got the option of Maddison, we got the option of Simmons, we got the option of Kudus, we got the option of Kulusevski as well, because we know Kudus can play a 10. We've also got an option of, depending how we want to play, of sticking Gallagher there or Tonali there even as well. You look on the left, this is where we definitely do look a bit weaker. We've got the option of Simmons. We've got the option of Tell. Now, for me, I go and put Simmons on the left instead of a 10 anyway, because in Germany, he was actually better playing out on the left. I actually think we got Simmons in to take Son's place, not take Maddison's place, and then Maddison got broken again.
I agree with that.
The main place is the striker. We've got bloody Solanke and Richarlison there. So when you actually look at the whole thing, it's not as bad as people make out. Like, this is the worst ever Spurs have had. It's not. It's the worst that we've got to play at the moment because our others are injured. When you actually add everyone together, what is actually so bad about that lineup apart from Solanke and Richie?
No, I agree. I also think the best games for Tottenham is where he started wide and drifted in. I know he naturally ended in the middle, but by starting wide, it's harder for him to pick up, right? Because the right back can't just follow him into the middle of the pitch, because then you've got the overlapping fullback. So I actually agree.
And he needs time on the ball. When did Simmons always look good? Whenever he had time on the ball. Why did he look so good against Dortmund in
Champions
Europe?
League? Yeah,
because he had more time on the ball. You can blatantly see that he's not used to getting rattled so quickly and pressurised so quickly, because in that aspect, the German league is slower than the Premier League when it comes to that, even though I'd say it's the closest all-round league to ours, the way they play football. So, but the problem is we don't know when we're going to see Kulusevski. Simmons, we can pretty much write his season off. Maddison is as brittle as Weetabix. And Kudus, what is going on there? And then the only option we got at the moment is Tell on the left, again, proven nothing, and Solomon, that we just blatantly know ain't good enough, even though he's probably our best crosser on the ball at the moment. So that's why we're in a predicament up front.
Yeah, with that, mate, what I would say is, I mean, it's either really bad at the club or De Zerbi is really smart, in my opinion. And by that, I mean, not playing Maddison because it's, I mean, when you do a 24-hour flight to Australia, then you're there for a few days and a 24-hour flight back, you're probably more inclined to pick up an injury. So by the fact that him left a few players at home and not playing Maddison and stuff, It might not be because he's injured still. Like a lot of people are saying, he could be injured. It's this. Why is he back out again? When no one really knows. It could actually be De Zerbi doing what we've all said. Don't rush players back. Do the right thing.
Yeah.
Sacrifice the pre-season. I mean, I correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I read somewhere the other day he said the pre-season starts now. They're back at Hotspur away. So I'm not sure if that's true or not, but if he did say that, again, that's kind of what I've been asking for. Give the play, if they're not fully fit, like Fernandez, if it was just a tiny little knock, it's like, well, I ain't going to take the risk against Sydney or Milton Keynes, or I'll just wait till I get back. If that is the case, then I'm happy with that.
My biggest concern is goals. I think we'll be tighter defensively because Fernandez and Tonali are fantastic. And, Senesi, you've got VDV, Van Heck, but when we finished second in the league, we scored 86 goals. And Man City, 2 of their 7 league wins, they scored 100 goals. Where are we getting 80 goals from? Where are we getting them from? If the 2 wingers provide even what you're expecting the centre forward to score 20, 25 goals, Richie or Solanke are not doing that. They'll get more. I think they'll get more, but they're not getting that. This is why I've always said you've got to have wingers that chip in. So as much as I like Savino as a player, he's got to chip in. And so is Kudus as well. He's got to chip in. Decky will get you goals.
I don't see him getting double figures, Adrian. Looking at it this way from a slightly different side, Adrian.
Years ago, a good strike rate, I haven't checked any manuals recently, was like 1 in 4 for a winger. So say you played your whole winger all season, you'd want 19 league goals from him. You'd want the same from the other winger. You'd want 20 from the striker.
But it just...
Kane and
Son don't quite work like that anymore. Yeah, but this is 2026.
I know the game's changed. It's got better defense.
Changed again. Now, what we've done is we've improved that defense. I think most would say so. But again, we've got to see this all actually work. But I'm only going by paper here at the moment. You would say that is a more stable defense now. The quicker we get Romero, the most inconsistent, overrated player Spurs have ever had, in my opinion. But get him out of there. Van Hecke looks a lot more stable. Senesi, a lot more stable as such. Are we going to use him in the middle and Van der Ven on the left? I would not say that's a bad call. I've never said that one. But then there's other ways you can do it. As long as we play Porro correctly, we won't have that liability on the right-hand side that he always gives us. We've got this quality goalkeeper everyone keeps telling me. So, we're stable at the back now. How many games cost us last season because we conceded a stupid goal? Quite a few.
Yeah.
The middle.
Can I debunk this? Okay, sorry.
Finish this bit. In the middle. For me, you control a game of football in the middle. You don't control it up front or in defence usually. You control it in the middle. We have now got 2 players that are established, can control it in the middle. And we've also got a Gallagher there and Bentancur there, which neither one is such a massive drop-off to like if we had to play Archie Gray or Bergvall there. So we're now more stable in midfield and more stable at the back. You would consider that we score... that we concede considerably less goals. And for me, it's easier to win games 1-0 than it is to play games you score 3, we score 4. Now, with that up front we've got, it is bad, but is Solanke and Richie capable of scoring a goal every 3 games, every 4 games? You can say there's a possibility there. I mean, how many teams actually score 80 goals in a season now? We're not talking about winning the Premier League here. I mean, anyone who's talking about winning that thing, then give me some of what you're on.
It's just a target, though, isn't it?
I get what you're saying. I'm not actually downgrading what you're saying. I'm just saying look at it from the other side as such. So, how many teams actually score 80 goals in a season? If we've actually got our defence sorted and midfield sorted, we should be more stable at the back and winning games through not conceding stupid goals that we did.
Agreed. And I think this is where me and you might agree, mate, because we've said the same thing a few times. I want my team built from the back. So I'm happy he's got his centre-backs and his midfielders. That's the way I would build my squad, but then I would build my attack at the end. But just kind of wanted to add a bit of context to this whole Mohamed Kudus doesn't get enough GA. He's played 84 games in the Prem and got 34 goals, 34 GA. So that's nearly 1 every 2.
That's
in
his
whole career from literally start, which is obviously he's 16, 17 and so on, 260 games, 70 goals, 34 GA. That's 134 assists, sorry. So that's 104 GA in 260 games. That's bloody good. That's really good.
He is good.
So people I think sometimes people kind of, because of last season when he was only fit for a little bit of time, people do naturally tend to go, oh, where are they all coming from? But when you actually break it down and have a look, I think even at West Ham, even at West Ham, he played 80 games for them and got 34 GA. That's bloody good.
That's very good.
How many goals?
80 games, 20 goals. So 1 in 4 goal, and then you're complementing that with 15 assists. So that's
good.
Bloody good. In my opinion, that is good. You ain't going to get much better than that, really, unless you're going to go and spend top money. So even for Spurs, it says here 10 goals in 10 GA in 26 games. And that's his first year at Tottenham. So 1 in every 2.5 games. Is that as bad as people are making out? Is this the kind of player that people are saying, well, he don't really get enough GA? Actually, if you look behind the scenes, and that was with a Spurs squad where he was getting double, triple manned.
Also, so James, there was
Savio on the other side. He's going to go up as well as Savio. I'm happy with those.
Also, James, right, with Kudus, he was wanted, and De Zerbi tried to buy him for Brighton, didn't he? Right, before he went to West Ham, they were trying to get him because he really likes him as a player. And I think what you've touched on it before, and essentially with Kudus, a lot of the players were double and triple marking him, right? Because he's that good. He needs that amount of players to stop him, right? And because that was our only outlet. When you've got a pacey winger on the other side who's just as good as dribbling 1v1, right? You're going to need the players are going to drift out to those attackers. So if you've got 2 players who have the ability to do that, it gives you far more dynamic and more flow and fluidity from both sides, because it gives the variation, right? It's not always going down one place and then 3 people mark him and then get the ball and they win the ball back. So I think there's that element where it's gonna cause defenders more problems than it did before, which is why I think they want Savinho to pair with Kudus.
Agreed.
And they're both, if we're being honest, in terms of their dribbling ability, they both have some of the best dribbling stats in the Premier League. Kudus was the top assister in the league, joint top assister, before he got injured, and he had the most successful dribbles and all this kind of stats. So I really look forward to Savinho if he comes in. I think it's going to be such a perfect match made in heaven, in my opinion.
Yeah. Anyone else on Savinho? Would they be happy enough to see him coming in, or is there others that you would prefer?
I've just put in Kudus' stats, right? So he's played 6,638 minutes in the Premier League. Yeah, and he's got 33 GA. That's a goal or assist every 73 minutes. That's remarkable. I'm sorry, but that is, people say he doesn't get enough GA. You don't get much better than that. 73 minutes. And that's Prem. That's no cup, that's Prem. Obviously.
Sorry, that's Kudus.
Yeah.
Rashford's stats are amazing when you get them.
And Rashford's got solid minutes every season.
He's got a 1 in 3 strike rate, and you add on to that 95 assists.
What's Savio's?
Phenomenal.
I'll check you, mate.
James is on it.
I'm on it, boys.
Be interesting to know, because apparently Rashford don't want to come, but that was a few weeks ago.
Do you know what, with the Rashford thing, right? I actually think that it's going to be a point where he's not going to have many options, right? Because no one in Europe is going to pay his salary, right? Spurs looks like they'd be the team to actually pay his salary. So he's got 2 options, really. He goes to Spurs or he stays at United. It's the only 2 options he's got. So it's up to him what he wants to choose.
If he went to Newcastle or back to Villa on loan.
Newcastle won't pay that sort of. Oh yeah, Villa on loan is possible. Yeah.
He's 53 games. He's played 53 games in the Prem, got 14 GA. So 53
minutes.
Yeah, okay, 2 seconds. I'll try that in.
1 in 4.
Yeah, about 1 in 4.
So
we're saying Kudus gets basically 1 GA basically every game. because it's every 73 minutes. It was.
Yeah,
give or take. Yeah,
and Savino gets one every 4 games.
Because of the minutes he's played, it's a GA every 170 minutes. So bear in mind that was last season after he wanted to leave and he was getting bit part here, there. So
and he was injured for the first part of the season.
So a GA every game, 2 games if you're going by full game minutes. Still not bad.
So we used to call it match fitness, and I'm going to come back to one of my favourite little topics. Players used to get match fit by playing in the reserves league.
Yeah.
Right? They used to play. They used to play 2 or 3 games in the reserves league before they came into the first team, right? And we used to talk about match fitness a lot. And for some reason, it seems to have gone. For some reason, we seem to have gone from players need to be match fit to players need to be rested, right? So instead of players need to be playing regularly, all the time. No. Now they need to be rested, and you can see this in this pre-season. There's a lot of I can't remember who said it. Somebody said De Zerbi isn't playing players because he doesn't want them to get injured. I make that person right. I can't remember who it was.
That was me.
But there's also the flip side, which is they're not getting match fit because they're not playing games. They're not playing games on the pitch. They're just doing training.
You can do that in a season like we've got now, Rain, when you've only got 1 game a week. But when you've got Europe and you've got a game every 3 days, you've got more chance of a player coming in a red zone if you overtrain them. Pochek stopped his double training sessions when he was at Spurs because after squad were getting knackered in the zone. And don't forget, the game's a lot faster now to when we had reserve games footballs as well. So players run a lot of kilometres. So
even Savio in the Champions League, for example, 900 minutes, I will say 9 games, obviously without injury time. He's still got 3 GA, so it's 1 every 3 in the Champions League.
Yeah.
All right, it's not extremely high numbers, but if we are using the metric of goals per minute or goals per game, it's actually not as bad as we actually think it is. So that's why for me, what my opinion has been the whole time. Look, I think there is so much better out there than Savio. But my point and my opinion is, if you have Savio and Kudos on the wings, they are going to cause havoc and help each other out without even being next to each other. Kudos' stats are great, and if you're drawing 2-3 men over, you're going to have, for argument's sake, Richarlison and Savinho in the box, man for man, with the likes of Savi or Maddison arriving into the box. For me, I'm more than happy to go with that and give that a go. I don't see the risk.
Savio and Rashford, because Rashford could play down the middle.
Rashford's not coming, mate. I don't mean to be bad.
No. I'm not totally with that, James. I'm not totally with that. I think he's. I don't necessarily think we see him here either, yeah. But I don't think that one's. I think he's now got to the point where
he's got to lower his expectations.
Nobody needs. That's more why I don't think he's going to come.
Yeah, where nobody needs him. Man U blatantly don't want him there. Man U don't blatantly don't want him. Simple as that. Yeah. Now, is he now going to just prove that he's a player that's just going to sit there, basically not get picked and get his wages? I think that's more than possible with the attitude he's shown. But then his attitude does seem to have piped down a bit at Barcelona. But then, who does go to Barcelona and think they're bigger than the bloody club? Not even Messi did it.
I just want to jump in
with that as well. Hang on a sec. With that one there as well, I think he's going to have to realise as well that wherever he goes, like Vlahovic from Vlahovic, sorry, from Juventus, he's going to have to, if he wants to go anywhere, he's going to have to take a pay cut, big time, because otherwise he ain't playing football, and that's all there is to it. And I think the same's with Rashford as well. Wherever he goes, he's going to have to take at least 25-30% off of his wages wherever he goes. Or there'd be a deal with Man U of like, right, we're buying off you for 30 mil, but you're still going to pay 25% of his wages. And I think Man U would do that because that's a massive saving money for them, and they are that desperate to get rid of him. I don't think it's impossible, but with Rashford, I think he's going to go on his mentality of where he's willing to be, whether he really wants to play football or he's quite happy to just be the little bitch on the side that's doing nothing and getting paid for it.
His numbers are excellent throughout his career, but PSG ain't going to take him. Barcelona are not. Real Madrid are not. Athletic
Arsenal.
Look, I could go to Arsenal. He could go to Arsenal.
He ain't getting
I
an
doubt.
It's
He ain't
the
going
for
Arsenal.
me, it's the attitude and the money.
Really,
400 grand a week,
really
he ain't going anywhere.
And you had the right conversation. Look, you know, to be honest with you, I don't know if you'd say that to a player that your options are limited. I don't know if that's a good thing to say, but you know, Woodward said to his entourage, look, he's not going nowhere. We'll take him, but this is what we're willing to do. Let us know. If not, you can write of Man United. I would take him.
Like people are doing with us with Romero, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like basically, what they're doing with Romero is exactly what I said would happen, and it is going word for bloody word. We are going to be lucky.
I would take him and Savio. It'd be a great
I just checked Tel stats. 44 games, 9 GA. That's not as good as Savio.
Not enough. It's not enough.
That's nowhere near as good as Savio. So where people are saying
how many were goals and how many were assists?
6 goals, 3 assists.
Yeah, okay. It's not enough goals.
Even in the German, so he's getting 1 every 4.5 games, 5 games. Even in the German league, he got 12 goals, 6 assists in 60 games. So that's more than 1 in 3.
Yeah.
So that's still in the German league nowhere near it should be. Champions League 20 games, 4 GA. So
it's 1 in 4 the German league, which isn't bad. That isn't bad.
It's not good though, is it? In the German league, and people are saying Savio's not going to work. Keep Tell or whatever.
Especially when you're at Bayern Munich, for God's sake.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying about Savio and City, right? So he's kind of contradicting yourself.
Because Bayern Munich is actually Tell's perfect way of football, if you think about it in that aspect.
I believe so.
Because everyone tells me he's a man who cuts in to score goals. He's not an actual winger, everything else than that. So Bayern Munich is his perfect place to go and play football. But then
he played more centrally before he come to us, though. He did for the French under-21s and for Bayern, didn't he? But Kane went there.
Just going back
to see him as a winger. I just don't. But I'm not going to get in the ring with Deserve. He's a coach. I'm only a fan. You know what I mean?
You can still have an opinion. Just going back to Rashford, Dan. I mean, there's nothing stopping us giving him a 10 or 20 million signing on fee and just absorbing that into the transfer fee and amortizing it. You know, and that way you keep within the wage structure, whatever, you know, however much it is, but you know, you're still getting the player across the line. I want to be very, very clear, right? I'm not a Tell lover. I'm not one of these people who wants Tell over Savinho. For me, it's the risk of having both. Is my risk. If we sold Tell, got Savinho, and got somebody like Rashford or Gatto, I'd be fine with it. I'd be absolutely fine with that. That for me has covered the risk on that left-hand side. That's where I stand.
Yeah, so the options are so limited, isn't they? The options out there are just so limited that we might actually need to do a bit of scouting and go for a player.
If we were looking for, if we got, say, a Rashford or whether it's Gatto and Savinho, and we've sold players off that we could sell off for about 150 million, we could still go for another winger, go for an Azazulu, go for a side up. We could take a gamble then on a young winger.
Yeah, but Adrian, you were saying about bringing the kids through. Now you're on about bloating all the squad with actually proven players. You've got to make your mind up, mate. You can't be saying you have 3 or 4 kids on the bench and then now saying go out and spend big on 2-3 wingers.
What I want and what I know is going to happen is different. I know there's not going to be a pathway. We know Moore will go on loan to Cone, right? We know, well, Barnett will stay. He's 17. He's legally not allowed to go out on loan until he's 18 anyway. So he's going nowhere. He'll be back in the under-21s. We're selling Ashley Phillips to Middlesbrough for 12 mil, right? And we sold Vaskovic, and yet we keep Danso at 4th choice.
For me, it's not even a question. You don't keep anyone that ain't good enough for the Premier League because you'll end up in 17th place, and we found that out time and time again. So just to put the perspective on Rashford is kind of 1 in 2 in every competition. Europa League, Champions League, FA Cup. Yeah. He's slightly under 1 in 2 in the Premier League, but he's played like 300 games rather than the 70, 80 games. So levels and levels above.
Goals and about 95 assists in total, something like that. Fantastic.
So, yeah.
But you have to take into account with Rashford, in direct comparison to what we were saying to Richarlison at the start of the show, Rashford plays so many minutes. He is available. If you have a look at his minutes per season, it's outrageous. And in comparison to, so when you're signing that player, okay, it's Spurs. Clearly they can trip over the carpet on their way into the training ground at Spurs and be out for half a season after being fit for 12 seasons. But Rashford, in comparison to Richarlison, just as an example, Rashford seems to be available all the time. Whereas if you look at like a player like Richarlison and Solanke, it's like we've got two players, but they're we've only got one player sort of available throughout the season because they're both so injured.
Just a couple of things I've read from Football London. Ali Gold has said that the Derby said Anthony Nkunku is going to be our number one goalkeeper this year. With Vicario expects his return to Italy, and he's given an update on Kulusevski as well.
Okay.
I just need to find it now. He's also reported that he said Kulusevski is fit and right. He's one of the best players we have in the squad. He said, I wouldn't like to put too much pressure on him to accelerate his process of rehab, but I hope he can be available as early as possible. So he's basically come out and said he's fit and ready. Fit and right.
My Kulu.
So he's not going to rush him back, but apparently he's fit and right.
Did you see the video of him? He was really tonking some balls with his left and right
which
foot.
Which is better than like him not being available
at all. They've got to test him. He's got to be tested in a game, isn't he?
So do you think he'll be back like August or September?
You've got, what is it? We got 16 days before the first game on the 21st. That's a Friday.
That's it at the beginning.
And I think
22nd. So.
Are people forgetting, unless this guy played like centre midfield or something like that, or just in front of the midfield, everyone was slating him before he got injured, to be honest. So I don't see how...
He didn't have the best season by his own. He said it under Ange, didn't he? That season when he had the injuries, he didn't have the best season by his standards. But yeah, I really rate Kulusevski. I'll go on record and say he's my favourite player at Tottenham.
James, sorry, Steve.
He gets your goals, doesn't he, Kulu?
Okay.
And assists.
I think it's a classic case of a player hasn't been around and people have forgotten where we were.
Agreed.
Where we were at the end of Kulusevski was he'd become predictable. On the right hand side, he was in back in, and fullbacks weren't even covering the outside.
But that was Tottenham's fault.
They were just waiting for it's the Kulusevski thing, and
that was Tottenham's fault.
He was the outball like Kudus was last year.
And people were saying, play him on the left instead. Play him on.
Not me.
Well, various other people, maybe not you, were playing him on the left instead because he's getting too predictable on the right. Play him in. His right role is a 10. The harsh reality is we don't know what Kulusevski we're getting back.
Yeah,
Kulusevski Jones and got injured because he was overplayed.
Kulusevski is
Go on, let me finish and you go, James. When he was playing on the right, and he's not slow, when you go and take the average pace,
he is slow. He's fucking slow. He's well slow.
He's 2 kilometres faster than your average Premier League player, right? Pace facts. Vidi's up there at 37, but actually Tonali and Fernandez, they're at 34 kilometres. Kulu's about 2 below them, but the average speed of a Premier League player is about just 19.5 miles an hour is the average speed of a Premier League player. But
for a wing, then he's extremely slow.
No.
Hold on. For his effect, though, on games, when he's dragged us across the line at Luton, holding the ball up, right, getting you out of a hole, right, when he's got down the wing, put them crosses into Maddison, when he smashed him in the net against Man City, and he crosses from that side, he even crossed the right-footed cross to Kane, who scored the 3-2 winner at Man City. On his debut, Sonny squared the ball to him at Man City, smashed it in the net. He turns up for big games. He's got a complete all-round game. He's solid as a rock. I love the player. I think
as a rock.
Danny, don't shoot the
notice it more because
you don't have to like him. It doesn't matter.
Playing. No, Adrian, I agree with you. Yeah, I think he's one of those players that people are actually talking about him, not because he's not there because he's injured, but more because the fact of that you realise what he does actually give to the pitch. I think he's a bit like a Gallagher player as well, in the aspect of you will notice that player more if he's not on the pitch than when he's on the pitch. Because Kulu was excellent at holding the ball up. He got sandwiched usually by two people and was able to hand him off. We played him totally the wrong way. We basically did with him exactly what we do with Porro, and that is play a very good player at what he's good at, totally the wrong way, to the point where he actually looks poor at it at the best of times. Porro has been terrible for us defensive-wise, but going forward, very good player. Kulusevski, he's not good on that right-hand side. He can do it, but that's not his position. He's a false 9 or a 10, and that is when you've always seen the best out of him. Even when we brought him into centre mid, even when we bought him as a centre mid, he looked better than he does out on the right. Out on the
thing
side.
is,
he's a number 10 or a false 9.
He's still good, Dan, as a right winger. In certain games, you want him on that place.
He does the job.
He can do well. Like against certain teams, he was like one of our best players on the right at times, right? And the thing with Kulusevski is that he will get you goals and assists, right? Regardless of what position he plays. But I've always felt with Kulu, I've always felt he's a very good player for Tottenham's squad, right? He might not be, but you need players like Kulu in your squad, right? Because he does offer that versatility. And also when I've seen him play as like that number 9 or the false 9, Dan, he looks so competent because he's strong and he can hold the ball up, right? But he's also a good finisher. Like he's got
a good shot. Yeah,
he's a good finisher. Like he knows where the back of the net is. I know that there's an argument for the debate of whether or not he's as good on his right foot as he is on his left foot, which is obviously clear. But
he's not good on his right foot.
Yeah, he's not great on it, but he can still score on his right foot, and he has done. But I think he might actually suit a De Zerbi system. If you're looking for someone who presses, looking for someone who holds the ball up, right, and who can finish, he's a good player. Or even as a number 10, I think he's a great option to have.
He made more incursions into the penalty area than any winner in the Premier League.
Danny, my advice to you, Danny, would be stop thinking then, yeah?
He narrows the space by making them incursions into the close space or half space, whatever you call it. And like between him and your number 9 striker. So if Solanke's a pivot, he can either play him in or play a 1-2 off and then get a shot off. I mean,
but who thinks he's even going to come back and be half the player he was with that injury? With the two major injuries he's had what is it? The same caliber of injury that R9 had that pretty much ended him, and he also had another major injury as well, where each of them had to be worked on their own as such because you couldn't work with them together. From what I read from the thing,
front, not anything at the back,
because he's had no, but he had 2 major injuries. And they could only work on one at a time. That's why it's taken so long to actually try and get him back on it. I can't remember exactly what it was either. I remember reading the massive thing that they spoke about it. The Swedish lot spoke about it on X and everything and that. They said it was because it was 2 such massive injuries he had. They couldn't repair them both at the same time. They had to literally go one by one to repair them. Whereas other injuries, if you've got a knock here and a knock there, you can sort of run it concurrent, can't you? They said his 2 injuries were that bad that they couldn't fix it concurrently. They had to literally go one by one to do it.
It's hard
with
ligaments.
Even ever come back?
Yeah. It's hard with ligaments and that because blood doesn't get into ligaments. You're relying on, like, you've got stem cells in your tissues and your bones around your body. You have to rely on a different sort of healing process, you know? So it's not like blood can go there, pump nutrients in it, heals the torn ligaments. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, and ligaments don't heal like bones. If you actually snap your bone, I don't know how many people know they're medical as such here, but if you actually break your leg, you break your leg clean like that. When they actually heal it up, your bone is actually stronger than it was when you broke it. Why? Because it connects there, because it goes over the top as well. Chances are it's actually... The one that screws you is when you splinter your bones. Then you're fucked. And that's all there is to it. But when you actually just break it clean, it actually heals over the top and bottom. Ligaments are exactly the same as your back. You will never, ever repair it 100%. You'll repair it 90 or 95%. And then you do it again, you repair it 90%. You're now 10% off of it. And you do it again. Your back and your ligaments do not heal up the same way as bones. You're better off having a broken leg, clean broken, or 2 broken legs even.
I don't want either.
No, but you're actually, as a player, you would rather have a broken leg or even 2 broken legs.
Stop being rude,
Dan. Your ACL.
This is the first time I've heard this, Dan, and it made about Kulu, and it makes 100% sense because if you think about rehab, after an injury, if you've got two problems, that rehab after they fix the first problem, how do you rehab properly? You know,
they were both major injuries.
You have to be so careful. So actually, that makes
that's a big part as well,
and it makes so much sense.
Diet's a big part as well. I mean, everyone's taught the modern day. I mean, I studied, like, when I trained for 30 years in diet and nutrition. Diet's a big part as well. When you've got a ligament injury, right, you need to eat the right food. And that comes down to, and this is like fat. If you're eating any meat, red meat, or whatever, eat the fat, right? Because you need that to heal a ligament injury. You need that.
They said no one ever. What diet and nutrition was that? Surely it's proteins and stuff like that. They help fibers and stuff, help you recover, not fat.
I just want to touch on what Deserby said about.
Go Google it. Go to any holistic doctor and Google it then. Right.
Yeah, so Deserby on Kinski. We start with Kinski because he deserves.
Google doctor, mate.
First choice goalkeeper. He's another player with huge potential. He's mature, has personality, and I believe in his qualities. That's what Deserby said about Kinski. So I think you can safely say Kinski is our number one.
He also said Vicario was our number one, and that's not going to change.
What's that?
He also said Vicario is our number one, and that's not going to change. Yeah.
I think Deserby does.
That's managers. That's what they do. That's what managers do.
Yeah, he plays to the audience a lot, I think.
That's what every manager does if he's got half a brain.
Yeah. He's doing it. He's doing it.
Adrian, I've just Googled what you've just said. Are you sure that that's true, mate? Eating steak fat does not help you heal. Eating fat is like omega-3 fish fat and plant oil will help.
Fat. Yeah, you need fat.
You just said fucking steak. What are you on about?
Well, you get fat in fish as well. I said in red meats and all that.
It's different types of fat, Adrian. It's different types of fat.
I know. I studied it for years, Dan. I know what I'm talking about. It's the way the question was phrased. I'll throw you.
AI is wrong then. I'll message him. AI, you're wrong.
No, it's the way you phrased the question, right? And I probably didn't phrase my answer to you properly anyway. But you need fats to heal what? All right, dietary requirements to heal ligaments. Type that into AI. See what that comes up with. What good diet? What good foods do you need? What foods are important to heal ligaments? You'll have your vitamins and your minerals obviously thrown in there and protein, but
yeah, you sure? I've just clicked on it. You sure you're gonna go with that?
Yeah, I'm going with
that. Yeah, lean meat, so no fat in meat, eggs, Greek yogurt, bone broth, plant-based sources of granola, lentil, and soil.
Bone broth.
That's not fat. Is what you want about?
Lean meat. Listen, lean meat has fat in it, right? You get a bit of steak, you see it looks lean as hell. It's in all the texture of the steak that's got saturated fat in it, and you get fat on the outside of steak as well. But lean meat,
Adrian, lean meat means no fat, mate. Yeah, it doesn't mean lean meats means no fat, right? Because I buy lean steaks and lean beef, right? Low fat, because they're not good for you.
So you've never seen? Oh, I eat fat. You've never seen steak with streaks of fat.
But it's not good for you.
That's not what it says, though. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the opposite to what you're saying. It says
we're not debating whether or not steak is good, tastes good or not with fat. Of course, everything tastes better with fat because it's not good for you.
Does. Yeah.
But lean
meat stuff tastes like shit.
Whoever Adrian has done their nutrition for, you have every right to record this, clip this up, and go through it.
Yeah.
I know it works.
Yeah, Mark,
hello?
bring up the picture.
It's completely wrong, Adrian. By the way, and I can point you to two competing bodybuilders, my friends, and they'll tell you otherwise.
You've got all that jelly marrow in it, bone broth.
That's not fat.
That's not fat, mate. It's not fat.
Don't look at me.
Adrian, I'll message you. I'll message you, and I'll send you to two of my friends who are competing bodybuilders, and they'll tell you exactly the opposite of what you just said.
Yeah, you'll find the facts that you need. you'll find the fats that you need are things like cashew nuts and olive oil,
avocado.
Avocado, that's the kind of stuff you need.
Right. So with this, I've just been sent this. I don't know how long everyone else seen it, but De Zerbi says there are not many strikers in the league better than Dominic Solanke. Right. There's a red flag. I like him as a player. I like him as a guy. There are not many strikers better than Dom Solanke in the Premier League. Red flag. I want to keep him because I like him as a player. He's complete striker. He can attack the space. He can cover the ball. He's able to ball link. He's able to get 15 to 20 goals in a Premier League. Massive, massive red flag. For me, that is basically De Zerbi saying this is our man.
That's
he's looked off the pace in pre-season games, isn't he? He's just not looked sharp at all.
Is that a red flag?
That's just a red flag.
I absolutely love that. It's just fantastic.
Is that a red flag? That is a red flag for me.
Yeah, yes, for me too, Dan.
I agree, it's a red flag.
But Dan,
that ain't just a red, James. That ain't just.
But Dan, I'm going to use your own argument against you here, right? I'm going to use your own argument against you. He said Vicario was number one, and he's not. He said Kingsley's number one. At the moment, he is. So at this moment in time,
you said he was keeping Polina.
You can't. Yeah, he said he's keeping Polina. Exactly. You can't believe anything that he says to the media, right? So he might just be saying that for whatever personal reason that he's saying that for, right? It doesn't mean anything, whatever he says.
I'm agreeing.
So,
but what you see, is that still not a rainbow flag to you? Red flag, sorry.
Rainbow flag.
It is if it's true, Dan. It is if it's true.
I mean, I don't know what one I'm more bothered about if I've got it in front of me. If it's a red flag or a rainbow flag, I think it's a rainbow flag.
What manager ever comes out about a player, even if he's awful, and says, he's useless, you know.
It's true. Adrian's right.
Rubbish. You know what I mean? They don't do it. And
also,
Dan,
the
scumbag media are always asking.
But he could also be saying that to cover his ass, basically, as he knows we're not getting a striker. We know that side's possible as well. I'm not disagreeing with you, Dan. I know how it works.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm also saying, like, with Solanke, right? It's like Adrian kind of said. He's not going to come out and say the players that he has to currently rely on right now. He's not going to call them out, is he? And say, oh, they're not good enough. Because if he's not 100% confident that he's going to get a striker in, then he's got to utilize what he's got, right? He can't throw them under the bus. So of course but you've got to also remember, right? De Zerbi is the type of guy who puts the belief in people, right? And if he can really install and click something in Dominic Solanke's head, fix his injury issue, what's to say he can't do that in a De Zerbi team? I'm just saying.
Dan, he's also said, isn't he? Oh yeah, I want to keep Richie, but if he wants to go, he can go. This is well, Sam. I'll see you later. And the same with Bergvall, isn't he? Oh, if he wants to stay,
no, I'm not disputing none of that. But when you go look at that, but then that's contradicting to what some people have said, because other people have turned around and said in quite a few shows I've been in, yes, but he rates Kingsley and he said he rates Kingsley, so that's all that matters. Well, hang on a minute. We've also just talked about the bullshit he's talked as well, sort of thing. So is he not just saying that about Kingsley as well, because he's got no bloody other option than to play Kingsley? Again, if you want to go by that attitude, then you can say exactly the same with Kingsley there. For me, just seeing that, you just see that though. That is a massive.
Also, Dan, there could be the element of he's saying these things to these players, right, to put this belief in them. To literally, it's like saying to everyone. It's like what De Zerbi did when he said the bomber, right? It's like it could be a hidden agenda why he's done that, right? To maybe put the pressure on the board. It's the same kind of thing with the players. He's saying this to the media so that the players can look at it and be like, well, that's what my manager believes in me, so I've got to try and perform at that level, right? So it's kind of like saying, look, this is your challenge, because if you don't do that, then you're off next season, mate.
It's
you know what I mean?
Psychology.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you've alluded to with the rest of the squad when managers say that about.
I get that.
But he's a good man.
Again, I get the point with that, and that is a fair point. But that's like my wife telling me, "Don't worry, when we get the cupboard or whatever we get from IKEA or wherever we go and get it, you can put it together and you can do it. That I fucking can't, because I put it together in one room and then realise I can't get it into the other room. It's happened. In that aspect, you can tell me I could do it. I can't. That's why the wife does most of the DIY in here, because she's more inept than me when it comes to it. So you can tell me I can do it. You can tell the player he can do it. You might give him a boost, but
you can do it.
Well, let's cast our mind back to the Man City game, right? Conor Gallagher goes down the right hand side, he crosses in, and Solanke, beautiful finish, right? Is there a world? And I know that there's some people. I know one in particular person in chat is going to tell me I'm talking crap, which is fine, because I'm just asking the question. Is there a world in which Solanke actually isn't that bad when he's on the pitch, if he gets the right type of service?
Yep, I agree. I agree. I don't think he's that bad. I think Rain is a massive part of his problem is that he hasn't been able to stay fit, and if he can do that with the right coach, I actually think De Zerbi would the way he wants to play him would suit him personally.
I just think he's well below standards that we want at Spurs.
Yeah,
I think he's a Premier League striker? By the lack of choice in the Premier League now, you could say he's a Premier League striker, but I wouldn't say no higher than a bottom 5, and that's pushing it. He's not good. We know that. His whole career says that. We've got a lot more of evidence on him than we do on Savinho, than we do on Tell, than we do in Kingsley. Yeah. So if you go by those manners again, he's had one good season in his entire career.
He is literally a one-season wonder. He is literally a one-season wonder.
Yeah.
But if James gets his wish, and we get a winger who actually crosses the ball, right, rather than cuts in and maybe goes down a blind alley, right, and doesn't supply the. In fact, actually, very very similar to the Chelsea game, right. If you think about Tell. He beat a player, he got into the penalty area, beat a player, shot it at the goalkeeper, and Solanke's like, what the hell was that? And Solanke's like, I'm here and open, why didn't you pass it? So, let me be clear, I want us to go and get Osterman, right? Because I see Osterman as a low risk number of goals. After the last 2 seasons, I am 100% Moneyball this summer transfer window. All I want is to see a low risk return on output. That's what I'm interested in this summer window, which is why I'm skeptical of Savinho. But
go on, Ryan. Go on, Ryan. Sorry. Finish what you were saying.
But does Solanke score goals and in the box? If he's getting crosses coming into him, you never know. Maybe that's what De Zerbi is saying.
Richie is more of a made player than Solanke. Richie has gone season after season scoring 8 to 12 goals. Would we agree on that? On most of his career, between 8 and 12 goals, roughly, season after season.
He's got double figures the last 5 seasons.
Yeah, that's what I'm basically saying. I don't know the exact. That's what I'm saying, between 8 and 12, and there might have been 1 or 2 he's got 14, and 1 or 2 he's got 9. Yeah. So if you want to be totally straight with it, and we go by stats, Richie is a more established striker than Solanke, and that is going some.
There we go, people. I have to wrap the stream up. I'm afraid nearly 4 hours in. What a fantastic stream it's been as well. All about you lot, which is what it's all about. I just want to say a big up to everyone. Steve, thanks for being on. Appreciate you, mate. Adrian, thank you. Everyone get over to Spurs Diehards. Really appreciate you, Adrian. Thank you very much for coming on. Rain, big up to you, mate. Been on for most of the show. Took a bit of stick, to be fair, but he's a big man. He can take it. He's all right. Big up, Rain. Flowers, big up to you, man, for coming on. Big up to you for coming on, James. Appreciate you. Ellie's been on this morning. Big up to Ellie. Really appreciate you. Now it's all gone out of sync. I don't know where I am. Danny K's come on this morning. Big up to you, Danny. Appreciate you. And Danny has been on this morning. Appreciate you as well, Dan. Everyone in the chat, get over to these people who have got channels and subscribe to them. It's important. We need to get our message out there of what we feel and what's happening.
Can I just say one thing as well, Cookie?
Of course you can, Dan.
Just based on what we feel, right? If anyone ever sees James Flower, please punch him in the face. Thank you.
What's that? First come, first serve.
I was waiting for that. Big up to everyone.
You're going to Hoffenheim game, no?
I won't be, Adrian. No, I doubt it very much. But I will be attempting to get down this season to see.
Quid?
Well, if I can do it, mate, I'll get down there. If I can
for a fiver.
Yeah. Adrian's selling it, everyone. Adrian's selling it. Big up to everyone. I'm going to wrap up now. I've had the knock on the door. I'm taking the missus out for lunch. You know how it is. Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate you. Everyone in the chat. Let me just click on some of these quick. There you go. There's a couple there. Sorry, I know it's gone. I'll put it off quick. I just want to say big up to Logan. He sent in 2 super stickers this morning. Big up to you, Logan. And DK himself sent in a super chat before he jumps on the stream. Danny, appreciate you very much. Big up to you, mate. I think that's about it. Yeah, we're about there now, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Really enjoyed it. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9:30 for the next instalment and the next Tottenham Hotspur chat on the breakfast brunch. See you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Make sure to like and subscribe, by the way. Big up to everyone. Take care.